March, right? That cat bully.
Yo, what up? What up?
All right.
No, that PlayStation Plus for February is god awful. How they go off of a good
Xbox
month?
Games with Go didn't help it too much.
Yeah.
No, I
Like,
mean,
Well,
they
nah,
both dog
but
shit
like
for February.
the shit is trash. But at the same time, I'm like, well, look at all the fucking games coming out
Oh
in
no,
February.
PlayStation.
You know
no,
what I mean?
PlayStation
Like,
Now.
I don't.
PlayStation
yeah,
Now
live.
was lit
Yeah.
though, because GTA, Vice City's hitting PlayStation Now, so that's
Yeah, I
the
saw
makeup.
that.
Yeah, PS Now got some good stuff added in.
Oh,
Yeah.
GTA Vice City's going to PS now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in PS Now.
True.
Nice. Wow,
There you
that's the
go.
only one I want to play.
Really,
Yeah,
that's what
that
I'm saying.
and, that
too.
and GTA 3. I haven't bought the. I refuse to pay $60 for that shit. But
No, I'm not paying. 60
I haven't
for
bought
that,
that.
bro.
I like San Andreas is whatever. It's in
Damn,
Game
yeah,
Pass.
that's
That's in
great.
Game Pass. But 3 and it was weird because they broke the games up.
Yeah,
So,
Vice City is my favorite one thematically, but San Andreas was the best one mechanically. If that makes
Oh,
sense.
absolutely.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that makes
I
sense.
think
Thematically, Vice City.
I think thematically, San Andreas like got it. Like with San
No,
Andreas,
it was- it was
that
good,
80s,
bro,
that
like,
80s feel, man,
the
that was
90s.
so
that joint was
good.
fire, bro.
In
Nah,
Miami?
the
I
90s,
love
How
that.
vibrant and colorful that world was. Oh man,
Yeah, I
Son,
like
Samuel
the
Jackson,
Vice
bro.
80s.
City was
That's
so
it.
good.
Shit. And
San
nah,
Andreas
but I
was
like
like,
San Andreas a lot too. I like the West, like the West Coast gangster shit.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
I like the gang wars and like that game had so much to do in it.
It was a big map too. San Andreas
Yeah.
is a pretty big
Yeah,
map.
no,
I was
yeah.
like, I just remember I
bigger
was sitting there
than-
like I would spend like hours just like keeping my territory, like just going around and,
Yeah.
like taking out people, and I'd see like a little red blip on the map. I'm like, oh, we gotta drop what I'm doing and go, keep
pull a
my
drive
territory
by
in
on
check.
them, you feel me? Like,
all right. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Planet Xbox Podcast. I am your host, the Best Spot Kid Smooth. This is episode 91. Time to introduce the panel. We're going to start with our resident PlayStation guy, Chris.
hey, what's going on, guys? Man, I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2 lately. I don't know why. I just been grinding and playing a lot of Destiny. No, I'm joking.
You
Okay,
fucking
really
lying.
out of here.
Nah, I
with
don't
that.
play. I don't play that shit. Yeah, no. What's up, man? Another week. Big. A lot of big news coming out this week in gaming. Some stuff that is exciting. Other stuff that's kind of like, oh, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? But other than that, man, it's February. It's gonna be a hell of a month, man. There's a lot of games coming out in February. So I'm gonna have my hands tied up because the next 3 games I'm getting 3 games this month, which is Sifu, Horizon, and Elden Ring, and it's gonna be ridiculous. And then on top of that, there's more games coming in March that I want to pick up. So yeah, it's looking like the February March time frame is the new holidays after the holidays when it comes to all these freaking game releases and whatnot. But yeah, I'm excited to be here and talk about some of the big news that happened.
All right. And next one, we got, let's start with NickBanks.
yo, what's going on, y'all? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm good.
What's up, everybody? Follow me on Twitter, NickBanks39. I've been playing Horizon lately, getting ready for that PlayStation banger, coming up soon. And yeah, let's talk about some games. And welcome back, Chris Righteous.
Dopest
been
J.
running.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, what is up, guys? Make sure you guys drop a like on the podcast, share the video. Been doing some like Apex grind. New season starts in a couple days, so been on that. Obviously Horizon's coming out pretty soon. Dying Light's dropping this Friday. Gonna be playing that on PC. Not touching that game on console. Is that 1080p 60? Not for me. I'm sorry, but yeah, Dying Light 2 on PC. We got Horizon coming out soon as well. Gotta send NickBanks his copy. Get that shit pre-order for him, and then we got Witch Queen coming out later out this month as well. So a lot of games coming out. And yeah, I'm very, very excited. We got a lot of news to talk about. So yeah, support the podcast, man. Support the podcast.
Wow, okay. Ole Man Logan. Hopefully your voice is running strong this week.
No, and I'm gonna probably dip out here in like a little bit early, just because in case I got to go to work tomorrow. I want to make sure I'm awake and ready to go. But no, I'm happy to be here, happy to be alive. Glad to see Chris is back on the panel. I miss you, Chris. It's good to have you. Been playing. I actually finally got around to playing Hellblade this week. I finished it up. I think it was yesterday, the day before. And my
Great game.
God,
This your first time playing it?
Yeah, I remember I picked it up back in 2018
man.
when it was on sale, right? And then I don't know why I dropped it or whatever, but then I was like, shit, that game got that, the Series X and S update. So I was playing it on my the Series S in the living room. And my wife was just kind of hanging out with me, and we were just going through and playing the story and got really engrossed into it and like marathon that shit in just like a matter of like 2 days. I think we broke it up. And man, that was absolute fire. Like that was like a game that like at the end, it just left you like with your jaw kind of open and makes me way more amped now that I've actually gotten through the first one to I'm very excited for like the second one. We even went back after when we beat the first one, went back and watched that gameplay trailer again for the second one, and we're just sitting there like, oh yeah, like going fresh off of one to look at that just had me pumped.
I'm only missing one achievement in that game.
Yeah, that's what I'm
missing. We all have like 900 out of
the collectible. Yeah. I can't. I missed like 4 of them bitches. I was upset. And then I also went through. I got all the achievements on unpacking. That was like a fun little like Zen style game, and actually had like a decent story in it, even though it wasn't like thrown out there in your face.
Yeah, it was pretty sad, but
yeah, it was sad, but it was happy though. It had it had its moments. But unpacking was pretty cool. For February, I'm pumped for. I guess I'm like one of the few people. I think you're with me here, Smooth. Getting CrossfireX. Yeah. I got that jam.
I'm getting that.
Because that it was like I was like so confused. I'm like, is this game coming out on Game Pass? Is this whatever? And they're like, oh, this like the first part's coming to Game Pass. I'm like, I'll just fucking pay the $25.
What the hell is the first part?
Like, because I guess
there's like a cataclysm like
is it
part
episodic?
1 or something like that. It's not episodic, but Game Pass gets like part of the campaign. They don't get the whole campaign. It's
so like a free trial, so like a demo essentially.
I guess so. Okay. That's what I was confused by. So if you're looking for CrossfireX, they do have a pre-order deal right now where like the full complete package is $30. It's going to be $30 when it comes out. But right now you get it for $25, and I'm assuming that's because of the if you're subscribed to Game Pass, you get that like 10%.
Yeah.
So I mean I just picked it up for $25. Ain't no big deal to me.
Yep.
Excited
same here. I use my rewards to get $20 off.
Man,
I should have paid like $5 for it. So
yeah, that makes sense. But then I'm also pumped for Horizon Forbidden West when that comes out next month, and those are my 2 games. I'm trying to limit myself with not getting.
Oh, it's this month, man. We're already in February. What you
mean? Yeah, shit. That is for this
February
month.
2nd,
Those are my 2 games this month. I'm trying to limit myself so I don't get overloaded like I usually do. And then March, Ghostwire Tokyo, man. I'm excited for that, and not GT7. Ghostwire Tokyo. GT7's good. I think what we talked about a little bit ago might be a sale game for me, but Yeah,
Oh
man.
yeah, I'm getting
Game-
that. I'm getting that late. I am picking up GT7 because I am excited because what they showed off, they showed a lot of fucking crazy physics and technical details and shit like that. That is fucking really crazy.
Oh,
But
them cars look detailed. Like that interior was like
yeah,
interior was
insane.
amazing.
but even
Interior, I'll
like
say.
the weather effects actually affecting the driving physics, and the puddles stay there until it dries out with the sun, and
Yeah.
it was crazy. But because there's so many other fucking games coming out all around
It's like
GT7.
hard to sit there and be
Yeah,
like,
I'm not gonna put
70 on
a
that.
lot of time on it if I do get it. So I'm just gonna wait to later on whenever the coast is a little bit clearer, and then pick it up.
No, man, it's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
be good across the board. I think we're all gonna be happy and having fun playing games.
All right, Sad Boy Blue.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's good to have Chris back in here. It's good to have Coke with the energy, like everybody get pumped up. Let's fucking go. Like, I mean, we got games to play. Fucking, like, for me, it's just been kind of like backlog stuff. So it's been like I've been playing a lot of Destiny, still grinding that out, still exploring, finding stuff, doing like little raid shit here and there.
Nice.
Playing Skyrim shit. Like, yeah, like I've been playing it with a homie and shit like that from time to time. I started Assassin's Creed Valhalla, having a lot of fun with that. It's not actually like it's good. Like it's fucking good. Like I don't know, like if it's just like the setting that hits me, like because it feels like very like Nordic, Icelandic. So it kind of like it has this like reminiscent feeling of like The Witcher. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's what's like keeping me there. I'm just like I just like it, like riding the horse, going to discover and like this shit like that. Like the combat's kind of like I'm just like but it's just like everything else, like I'm enjoying it, like just the acting and the characters and like the customization when you upgrade your armor and do all of that shit. All of that shit's fun. I've been playing Nobody Saves the World. Love that game actually. So I'm actually really loving that game. Like since y'all would talk about titles that you were like all excited to get, Dying Light, Staying Human 2, I'm not getting it. Like I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting
Staying
it.
away from
like,
it? Why?
Because
it's 30
like,
FPS.
Yeah,
on the Series S.
30.
Yeah.
Did
you beat the first one?
Nah, like I still have the first one. Like I'm still playing
You
the
ain't
first
beat
one.
it
But that
though,
one is
right?
like 60 though.
You dropped it?
No, I haven't dropped it. I just haven't beat it yet. But it's 60 though. That's
you
the
dropped
point.
it.
Like it's 60.
Nick
Okay.
Nick did that with me when I thought about
like I'm just being honest about it. Like
No, you're not being
dropped it,
honest
bro.
about it because I don't drop games, bro. Like I just stopped.
I don't
playing them for
understand
a
why
while
they
until I
wouldn't
go
just
back to 'em.
drop the
But-
resolution and still get a
Yeah,
60
that's what
FPS mode
Nah,
on
no,
it.
I
I
imagine
mean, it's bull crap,
Hold
but I'm just saying.
Hold up. Let me finish my point. Like the point is that it's not fucking 60, bro. So like that's what really deterred me. Like I didn't care shit about the 1080 shit. Like I was just like, all right, should I play it at 1080? But it was just like the jank was like when he said, yeah, the Series S is like 30. I was like, what? Like so I was just like, I can't do it. Like I was just like, I can't do it. Like I'm more of like a performance than like a visual person. Like shit, if I can't really get that performance, like I'm not about to if a game allows me to do 60, then like I'm down. Like it's like that's what I want for like the standard. I want it to be 60, but it was just like I'm gonna just have to like skip on it until they update it. If they update it. If they update it and it gets to 60, then I'll play it. But it's just like I'm not about to play it at 30. I don't care.
I could see it be like how Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy didn't launch at 60, and then a couple weeks later they put a patch out there for the Series S.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if it does,
so like just because it ain't launching at 60, don't mean that it might not get updated.
Yeah, that it might not ever.
Yeah, because they don't even have a true next gen patch out for this game either.
Yeah,
and
still
instead
bro.
they got like these like day one patches that are supposed to be like fixing like they said like 2,000
like a lot of
bugs or
bugs.
something crazy like that. I'm like, God damn! Like,
Didn't we say that the game was looking a little spooky? Remember me saying that?
It
They
definitely
weren't
was.
showing it. They weren't sitting there and sitting down and saying, "Look,
And it's
this
not
is
not properly optimized because there's no reason why
Yeah,
the game
exactly.
cannot be above 1080p running at 60 on the next gen consoles, or even having 60 FPS mode on the Series S.
I'm just saying,
Like when it came,
the game has been delayed a lot
they weren't.
too.
I get
they
that.
weren't
Like
allowing
when y'all
folks to
look
show
at
their gameplay, like that too, like their own gameplay. Like they weren't allowing folks to show their own gameplay. That should have been something that people should have been taking. When companies do this, when like the devs or like the publishers do this, that should tell you something already. Like that should have you skeptical. But go ahead, though, man. What was you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I feel like people, like I know Insomniac, right? They're owned by PlayStation or whatever, but Insomniac needs to come out here and show how to put these 60 FPS ray tracing games
Right,
out there on
exactly.
platforms.
Something.
Like they need like a little contract work from that studio, man, because they're knocking it out of the park with 60 FPS with
Yeah.
ray tracing.
You know what?
games.
You know what it is though. It's and people need to understand this, that different game engines are optimized differently.
Yeah,
So sometimes
that's true.
this engine might be super GPU intensive, and therefore it can't really hit a high frame rate without you lowering the resolution. And then there's other engines and whatnot. But we've seen plenty of examples of games that
can do it
look
all.
better, that can do it all,
like-
that look better than Dying Light 2, and even have like
so-
Spider-Man,
Exactly.
right? Spider-Man has a lot of shit going on in the background.
Yeah.
Horizon Forbidden West, that's going to have a 60 FPS mode, which I'm sure is going to be above 1080p. And look how that game
is
looks.
that still running off of that Decima engine,
Example-
right?
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
Decima.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
an
Decima's
it's an
still
updated
Decima.
version of Decima as well. I think it's kind of weird how Dying Light 2 doesn't have a 60 FPS mode in the Series S, but then you have a game like Cyberpunk, which has way more going on inside that game, have a 60 FPS mode perfectly found in the Series S. So
But
hopefully they
also-
come out with
but-
something pretty soon for that
Assassin's
game.
Creed.
Yeah, there's a lot of different games that have that mode on the Series S at
But
the very
also, like,
least.
we've had the Metro games and shit. Like when the Metro came out, and they had their version of like their ray tracing, and it was still kind of like like it was still doable. So like I mean, if they come out with a patch later on, then like that's when I'll buy it. But right now, I'm just not really gonna buy it. Like since y'all were like saying just kind of the titles that y'all were looking forward to coming out. Like Crossfire, obviously, like I'm interested in, like I'm gonna knock that out. Oli World, like Oli World, I'm gonna get that. Like I fuck with that. Elden Ring for sure. Like I'm that. And also there's a game called Monster Crown that looks kind of like a Pokemon type thing. Like I'm actually interested in the King of Fighters Joan. That looks good. Shadow Warrior 3. I'm hella interested in. Like I'm gonna get that too, and also I'm gonna get Stranger of Paradise, like that Final Fantasy game. I actually,
I beat that too.
I've seen them.
I'm getting that too.
Like
You getting that, Smooth?
Yeah, like I've seen them break down,
Probably.
like the gameplay and shit, and I was really interested in getting that. Like I may get that Tiny Tina's Wonderland drink. Like I may get it. I don't know. So it's just like, but those were the titles that I'm looking forward to that we know of that have release dates that I'm interested in. But yeah, that's it. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, and if just a heads up, anybody out there that's interested in Shadow Warrior 3, it's launched right now. If you pre-order, it's $50, and it actually gets you instant access to Shadow Warrior 1 and Shadow Warrior 2.
Yeah, shit, I beat those already.
And those games
So,
are
well, I'm
just
just-
boosted too.
I'm just talking like if people are interested in getting
Yeah.
Shadow Warrior 3, but maybe never played
Yeah.
like the first two, like that pre-order bundle gets you literally all of them, which I think that's
crazy.
a pretty good deal right there.
That is a good
And
deal.
those, I think both of them are FPS boosted on the Xbox Series. So
Yeah.
So since we started talking about Dying Light, it is obviously a topic because I know the Metasquare came out, the Digital Foundry thing came out. I've been playing the game this week. I had review access. I'm honestly, technically I'm not really under embargo or whatever, but now I've been playing it in like the three graphics modes that they have, which was resolution mode, quality mode, and performance mode, and I knew. Like I'll say this, and I don't know if it's like it's gonna be fixing the bug, but I felt like the quality mode was fucking bugged. Like it's 1080p at 30 frames per second, which I still don't get.
How's that a quality? Wouldn't that be 4K?
Because it got ray tracing. That's why it's the ray tracing.
Oh damn! It don't even Does it not have a? Okay, is it okay? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, so the quality mode is 1080p 30 with ray tracing on both Xbox and PlayStation 5. The Series S don't have that option. I tried it for a little bit. It was like, it's not that big of a push for me to want to play in it. And then I experienced like this bug where everything just turned into like polygons and triangles. And I'm like, oh shit.
What the fuck?
So I was like, I captured it, but I was like, I ain't gonna put. I might get in trouble. Put it out there.
Fuck it, you ain't under no embargo.
Yeah. So I avoided that mode. I did resolution mode, and it's nice image quality, but it's very jarring. The performance, it's like there's a significant difference when you're playing. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and then the performance mode, which is 1080p 60. It's not visually, it's not that bad. It doesn't look like it's a 1080p game. There's like whatever sampling they're using to make to clean up the image, it does, because I thought the game was above 1080p when playing at 60 frames per second. So I can tell you that, and I've been playing that on my monitor. I also moved it over to the OLED, and I had the same experience. I'm still playing in performance mode. I just don't think this is a game. The game looks good enough where the 1080p at 1080p, whatever they're using, the image is holding up, and I prefer the performance mode rather than that.
It's TAA, that song.
Yeah, rather than was actually under 4K. It's like well, on Xbox it's like 1944p or some shit like that. And so I was like, I played most of it in performance mode, but the game, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I haven't experienced, I know they said they're waiting for day one patch. The only bug I personally experienced was the little image bug that I had when I turned quality mode on. But as far as story, gameplay, writing, I think it's pretty dope, and I'm I think the game is pretty dope. I'm happy. I don't see myself dropping it. I didn't beat the first one. I played it, and it went back in my backlog, and I just never picked it back up. But this story,
are you gonna spend 500 hours in it?
Oh, absolutely not. I'm maxed out at 25 hours. So if this game isn't beaten in about 20,
they did say that it takes about 20. I think it was 25 hours to just beat the campaign.
Did you beat it smooth or no?
Dying Light 2? No, that's why I don't got a review out.
Are you scared to go? Are you scared to go out at night? Do you fast forward the time?
No. The thing is that some missions are exclusively at nighttime, right? And some of the side missions is too. So I've explored the nighttime quite a few times. I don't like it because I always have to I have to run, and
it gets crazier. Yeah.
So what I've been trying to do is pretty much avoid the nighttime missions if I don't have to do it, and do everything I can during the day. And then as I get stronger, I start taking on right now. I've done so I have a bigger health bar, a bigger stamina bar now, and more in my disposal to use. So now I've started taking on more night missions and shit. But
you actually level up faster at nighttime too.
Yeah, you do. You do get the nighttime level booster. But I was like when I first started the game and I had that little quarter health you're seeing in this gameplay, I was like, absolutely not. I'm not running in no damn you know what I mean? But the game is dope, man. I do think the game is dope. I got really no complaints with it. It is disappointing on the performance metrics. I do agree. This game isn't utilizing any next gen features at all. For matter of fact, I feel like this game is literally Gen 9 just running in back compat. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, that's all it feels like. Yeah,
because the Series S and the Series X essentially have the same damn CPU. So the thing is, if they were really, let's say if the game was meant for Series X and Series S and PS5, the game would have been a minimum 1080p 60 on the Series X, because it should be able to hit 60 frames. But the thing is, I feel like what's happening is that the Series S is literally running a fucking boosted version of the Xbox One S version, right? And that Series X is running the boosted version of the One X version.
The One X, yeah.
And there's just taking pretty much, they're stuck in this GCN mode. It's not using any RDNA features, and I'm not exactly sure why this game's been delayed for a while. You would think
it was supposed to come out in 2020.
Yeah, it's been delayed. It got delayed for a year and a half, and it kept getting delayed and shit like that.
So you would think,
and it's not. It doesn't have any proper next gen. It's the same shit like Cyberpunk. literally the same situation.
There's
They don't
no
have
way it should be limited to 1080p 60. Like no way. And then when I saw that it was 1080p 30 on ray tracing, I was like, yeah, no. Yeah, it just I don't know. It's just very disappointing. If they really wanted, if they truly optimized this game, you could have easily gotten like a dynamic 4K 60 easily. And I feel like you could have gotten like a minimum 1440p at least, but their ray tracing doesn't seem all that demanding. It's just shadows like Call of Duty, and Call of Duty managed to do that 4K. Like, but I know this is open world and whatnot, so I'm not gonna go too crazy about
But
it.
it does have a lot of shadow detail, so I can see why the ray trace shadows will kind of take it down a notch when it comes to resolution.
Yeah.
So, but even still, it's like the game is
turn it off.
The game is more capable than running above 1080p at 60 on the next gen consoles. I believe so.
That's why I'm buying the game.
Even if it was something like 1200p 60 FPS, right, and then 4K 30 or some shit like that, like that would have been a lot better than how they're releasing it now.
Yeah, so we'll see, because technically I'm not playing with the the crazy thing is there was a patch available when I booted up the game. Like I had the game for 3-4 days now, so maybe there's another one coming on what this game comes out with tomorrow or
Friday.
All right, so
It did say that there was a day one patch.
Yeah, okay.
So I mean, I don't know necessarily what day one patch, like when that becomes available, if that gets put out there on launch, or if like review people get it early.
Oh, let me address one thing. The game, we're saying that the game isn't fully optimized for the consoles because the performance is disappointing. Like Smooth said, there's no next gen features, but there's nothing that's like, oh, this game shouldn't be running higher. Like the game can easily be optimized for the Series X and PS5 as well as the Series S to either look better or run better. That's the thing. And it's the same thing with Cyberpunk. We all know there's no next gen version of Cyberpunk out right now. And the game on console in particular is lacking the NPC count, ray tracing on console, all these different
Didn't it have different modes on console as well? Didn't they have like a performance mode and then a
quality mode? That's all they had for Cyberpunk. There's no true next gen version of the game.
I didn't get that for Cyberpunk. Like when I played it, there wasn't no real.
You played on the Series S.
Series S. Series X and PS5 has two different modes. Yeah, performance and and the quality mode.
Shit for Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah,
I'm waiting on that PS because I do want to play Cyberpunk, but I just been waiting on the PS patch.
Yeah,
just waiting for the update. Yeah, didn't they delay that?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting
on. No, the update didn't get delayed. It's still supposed to be coming out like first half of the year.
Yeah, but remember they said that last year it was supposed to come out sometime last year. Yeah, it was supposed to come out.
They delayed that to this year.
And what about the Witcher next gen version? That's supposed to happen too.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen too, and they haven't. I don't know that. It's all the crazy shit that's going on with Cyberpunk, man. They unfortunately they have to use a lot of resources to try to get that shit in order. And that's been delaying.
To play the Witcher for my second playthrough with all the expansions, I wanted to wait for that, and so damn, fuck yeah.
No, what I'll say is though, despite my technical complaints about Dying Light 2, I do recommend it. I think it's a good game. I've been wanting to play it. Like the reason why I haven't been able to go hard on this game is because the status of my job has changed, and more is being required of me. So I'm not having that same amount of leisure or flexible time to play. So, but once everything is finalized, that I should have my time back and be able to at least dedicate more time to playing it and whatnot. But overall, man, I'm really feeling the game, and the goal obviously is beat this game before some other games come out. So yeah, I know you guys talked about games that you guys were looking forward to. Dying Light 2 was one of the games on my list. Horizon Forbidden West is obviously on my list, and CrossfireX are those are the main primary games I'm looking out for this year. I know Elden Ring is popping and whatnot, but I'm not the biggest. Believe it or not, I'm not the biggest fan of those type of games.
You're gonna wait for a challenge, right?
I mean, hey, but I don't know the way that game is though. I don't know if that's challenge.
It would be funny as
no. It is no. It is gonna be. Well, they're saying that the game is still the game is gonna have the same level of difficulty when it comes to enemy AIs, right, as all the other Souls games. But they're giving the players a lot more tools this time around to kind of make it a little easier and less stressful for the player. So
But you can have friends come with you, Smooth. That's where like it's
Yeah,
just
but
but
like
no,
I'm gonna just
all
keep
the
playing
Souls
with
games you have friends come with
Yeah.
you since Demon Souls
Nah,
1.
but it was like when they explained it, like how they explained it, it was really like
It wasn't
'cause I saw
just
the
for
dude
the
that
boss
explain
fights.
it. Yeah, like it's like you can have them come in the dungeons with you. Yeah, you can have them do like a bunch of shit with you. That like I guess it wasn't like a
Oh no,
familiar
I get what
thing
you're
in like
saying.
the
It's
other.
like you can only get them in one area, and after you beat the boss, they will disappear. So now in this game, they stay with you, right? Instead of
Yeah,
disappearing or that. Yeah,
like you can have the
they're
homies with you.
improving
Like it's
that.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's really cool that they like included kind of like an actual multiplayer component, and it's just like I think that's really cool in a game like this. Like
Mhm.
that's really dope. So it's just like I'd definitely be down to like play this young with people and the homies, and we just run through and just crush a fool. You feel me? Like I don't know, it'll be
Yeah,
fun.
there you go,
It'll be
Smooth. You
fun.
can co-op it. You
All
know what I mean?
right. So it's February. Xbox Game Pass games for the first half has been announced, and there's a couple additions. Some of the games, like there's some drops in here where I'm like, man, I'm thinking about it. I'll think about it. I think about it. These games that you want to buy but you just don't, and they dropped in the Game Pass, and I'm actually happy. So now I actually got a couple options. But let's run through the list, right? So on February 3rd, Contrast comes out on Xbox Game Pass. This is by Compulsion Games. And now, surprisingly, I'm surprised it took this long because this game was self-published and developed by Compulsion. So this has technically been an Xbox first-party game for the last 2 to 3 years, and it's just joining Game Pass as of tomorrow. So Contrast, this was exclusive to PlayStation for about, I want to say 6 months to a year. I think it came out at launch of the PS4, and then it came out on Xbox shortly after. And it was on sale recently for like $5. I'm like, and I was about to buy it, and I realized like, yo, the Compulsion made this. Why isn't this on Game Pass? So I held off, and then now it's here on Game Pass. So Contrast by Compulsion Games on Xbox Game Pass February 3rd. You have Dreamscaper, which
Smooth.
what? Why are you?
Why aren't you streaming Halo?
Because
Hey,
I
yo,
am not. I have a podcast to run.
Oh my! I'm pulling my money out. I'm good. This is crazy. 2 weeks in a row. Pull my money out.
Ring
that nigga.
Yeah, I got to give you. I have to buy him a game anyway. I lost because the Dying Light fucking review scores failed to hit 80. I don't understand how that happened, but
I told you to choose the
like
PC
that?
version, man.
You had a die like that for Metascore?
Yeah. I thought this was an easy get. It was the broadest bet I've ever done, and it still lost. But
You should have took the PC one, man.
It's
That
getting
shit's at 79.
It's getting the same reception as the first one, and a lot of people really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
So,
but people thought the first one was heavily underrated.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it might be another
It was
situation where it's
underrated
like,
because like it was the only game that came out in like January when it did,
Yeah.
and it didn't get a lot.
it was a good game though. It was a good. I played it. It was a pretty decent game.
All right.
What game y'all talking about?
No,
Dying Light. The first Dying Light.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
predicting maybe this one was going to be maybe like an 83 or 84. The
Yeah,
way they were
yeah.
talking about like the big like
Mhm.
choices, right? Diversions that you get like in the game, like it completely changes settlements and stuff like that. So and they've been working on it for a long time, and they're talking about all this content. So I was thinking, I was like, yeah, it's definitely going to be like mid 80s, maybe a little higher or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I was surprised that is.
I'm not surprised, man. They publishing their own game. They trying to run that. All that was going on through COVID. We gotta keep all that in mind. But you know,
yeah, like we get
it's
like
still an L. I ain't defending it.
Yeah. Like
Alright.
we get like the technical parts that like I mean we're not game developers, but we know like in creating a game it is a very technical fucking process, like heavy ass process. So it's just like I mean, who knows what type of like trials and like shit that they was like really struggling with this game is and this is like I mean they got fucking I mean to be honest like they got Rosario Dawson in this joint and I'm just like I was just hype off of that. I was like yeah I'm gonna play that like but then it was just like you feel me. So I mean I'm definitely gonna go back and play the first one because I don't like to play sequels without playing the first one. So it's just like the first titles. So it's just like I mean, I'm gonna go back and play it, and hopefully by the time like I ever complete Day Jump, like they have like a patch out where I get fucking 60 frames at least, bro. Like I don't care, like if it's 900p, just give me the like fucking 60 and I'm good. So.
But the good thing about Dying Light 1 that even with some of the mixed reception when it comes to reviewers, the game was still heavily supported long after launch.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
getting updates,
yeah.
DLCs,
The
expansions,
latest
and stuff
update
like
came
that.
out what last year?
Yeah,
there was like
there was an
DLC.
update last year. So
Yeah, like I got
this is probably gonna be one of those games that they improve and get supported over time, and people are gonna be playing the online aspects of it, co-op and shit like that. So
All right, so let me finish this Game Pass list. The other game is a Dreamscaper, February 3rd. Somebody mentioned that in this podcast moments ago.
Yeah, I did. You know it's me. Like I mentioned it.
Game Pass. Okay. No, I didn't know if it was. I know it was. Might have been you, but then again.
Yeah, see, this is like all the little games. Like I'll mention, bro. Like I got you.
Telling Lies. Now this was on my list. This is like one of those type of. Isn't this one of those interactive like movie type games? Nick, Telling Lies. You there, Nick? Because I know there's a couple of these games that we like purchased in the past. But,
oh yeah, I don't play those games. Like the jumps with the real people.
Yeah, like fucking Late Shift and
yeah,
Bunker and they're not too bad. They're pretty good. So it's been a while since I played one. I think Late Shift was the last one I played. But Telling Lies, I'm definitely gonna try that out. So that's tomorrow. So yeah, right now there's like 2 games for sure. I'm already downloading tomorrow. Besiege. That's a game preview game. I really don't mess with game preview like that.
Nope.
So
can't do it.
Nah,
I'm
alright.
That's a pass for me. CrossfireX. All right, so it says play the first CrossfireX single player campaign, Operation Catalyst, developed in partnership with Remedy. All right, so this is just is these campaigns
like a mission?
broken? Yeah, I guess it's a
mission.
It's a mission, yeah, or so. I don't know. It says play the first CrossfireX single player campaign. So maybe there's gonna be multiple campaigns released, and the first one's on Game Pass. I don't know, but I bought the whole package for $25, so I don't know what I get.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the multiplayer we know is free to play. So,
like, did any of y'all play? Should I get a question? Did any of y'all play the Anacrusis? Like that was in the preview.
Yeah, I
program
played
or whatever.
a couple matches in preview. I wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah, me either. All right, bet. So I wasn't the only one. Like I played it, I was like, this is not it, and I was like, time to uninstall. All right, like
yeah. So also on February 10th is Edge of Eternity.
That's a turn-based JRPG. Hidden console for the first.
Oh, so you know Smooth ain't playing it.
Yeah. So
yes, I want to play that.
Yeah, it's been on PC for a while, early access, but they're doing the full launch right now on all platforms. So whether you're on the PlayStation side, Xbox side, definitely give it a try.
Let's go! Like, son, I'm so excited.
Game that looks interesting. Skull, the Hero Slayer.
Oh yeah.
This is a fast-paced action roguelite. Never mind. It's a roguelite game. So that's coming February 10th as well. Damn, February 10th is kind of stacked. You got The Last Kids on Earth and The Staff of Doom. I'm getting this. It says this is a battle of hordes of zombies and monsters in The Last Kids on Earth and The Staff of Doom, a semi-open world action RPG that tells a new story in the post-apocalyptic town of Wakefield. Playing as a teen survivor is Jack, Quint, June, or Dirk. You'll explore zombie-infested streets. Zombie-infested streets on your quest to stop Melandre? What the fuck? A powerful adversary from obtaining the Staff of Doom. Now, this game looks like Big Ten, but I'm definitely going to download that.
Now check it out.
They got Ark coming back to Game Pass on Valentine's Day. They got Infernax.
Yeah, I'll be busy.
Day one with Game Pass. This is adventure. I don't know what type of game it is, but let me take a look at to see if the cover is on this Xbox Wire. It looks like some 2D shit. Might be some sprite shit. But yeah, man.
Okay.
Those are the first half of February. Got some.
February stack, bro.
Some good additions to Game Pass. I was hoping for at least one of the big games joining there, but hey, we may get surprised in the second half. But leaving Game Pass on February 15th are Control. This is not the Ultimate Edition. This is still the last gen version. So sayonara.
Oh.
Code Vein.
Yeah, I got it. Buy that jump. Buy it.
Final Fantasy, the Zodiac Age. I don't know which Final Fantasy,
Buy it.
is that.
12.
It is 12.
12. Okay. The Medium. I got like
Buy it.
3 or 4 more achievements to get in that game. I'm trying to think if I should. I played that thing.
I think I got all them Jones. I think I won G Day jump for real.
Okay. And Project Winter. If the Falconeer.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Project Winter was made by Micah's crew, Ocean Interactive. It's like some multiplayer game. Shout out to Micah and the Falconeer, who his game leaves.
Yeah, I'm about
15th. They announced that Game Pass helped this game while it was in. The Game Pass. I think Logan, you shared something in our chat.
Yeah, he talked about. Yeah, let me pull it up here real quick. So what regardless of how you feel with that game, because I think it didn't review well. I think I don't remember if it was like.
No, I like what I played though. That's why I'm gonna buy it though.
He said, well, he talked about how like someone said, hey, I tried to get into it and I just couldn't get into it, and then he said no worries to this person. He's like, that's why Game Pass rocks. You get to try out new things and see if they click with you or not. He also talked about how it was a fantastic ride to have his game on Game Pass, and he thanked the Xbox for the amazing opportunity that he had, and that they were also the ones that gave him like his full support, and they were like a very big fundamental part to him making the game. So nothing but good things from the dev of that game. Like I said, regardless how you feel about the game itself, he looks like he was happy with how everything was received and how he worked with Game Pass and Xbox and
wasn't it only like one dude too? It was only like one guy who made that game, or was it like 2?
I'm not 100%. I'm not sure on that part.
Okay.
I can look into it, but yeah, I don't know.
No, that's all good. Like, I mean, this shit is really good when we hear devs come out and they tell of their experience. So the pertaining to Game Pass. I mean, I enjoyed what I played. Like I got like some waves in it, and then I just stopped playing because I just have a scattered brain. Like I just jump around the fucking games. But it's a really good game. Shit, if you like kind of like that airplane, kind of like Panzer, but it's just like, I know shit, everyone hates that fucking comparison, so fuck off. But yeah, shit is a good game. Try it out for sure before it leaves.
Yeah. I tried to find. I couldn't get into it. It's just I'm not just really good with like flight games where you have to like it's just not me, and I could not tune the controls to my comfort. And that's why I unfortunately end up having to drop it. But this would at least go down as one of the first games to be at, like, I guess what's this game was the first one to go up. This was like one of the first 120 frames per second games announced for next gen when it came out. But but shout out to I think his name is Thomas or something like that. He's the creator of the game. But yeah, Falconeer, pretty good.
Yeah, Thomas Sala.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I seen that he was talking about how he knew that people wouldn't not used to those type of old school type of games because of the controls, and he was surprised that so many people played it. And I brought that point up one time. Like, people be coming at the integrity of these developers and what they really want. Like, at the end of the day, like
they know what they're creating.
Yeah, they want to make good games, man. That'll never. Yeah, that I don't think that's going to ever change. And people be basing that off of business models they know nothing about, and it's just funny.
Yeah.
So all right. So there's a couple things that happened this week, and before we get into that, I do gotta
just real quick. I didn't know if you saw. I believe that their Tunic actually got a release date of March 16th.
March 16th. Yes.
Yep.
Is that in Game Pass?
Yes. I thought it was.
I don't.
No, it's not confirmed.
It's not.
It's not confirmed.
Hold up. No.
It's not in It's the same situation as Death's Door.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So it'll probably come later on, like after shit is some time out in the wild. It'll probably come.
I tried the demo, man. It is what it is. That's a skip for me. I'm
Nah,
pretty
that
sure.
game, that demo was
I'm pretty
fire,
sure people
bro.
like.
That demo was fire.
I'm pretty sure people like those Zelda type games. I don't know. I just can't. I could not get with it. I tried it. I think the fox is cute. I like the color palette of the game, but it's just not something I can stick with. You know what I mean?
That demo was lit though. Like I love the demo. I swear I played it like 2 or 3 times, bro. Like I was just like I was really into the game. Like I was like, please let this get a release date. Like it's not like
now you get to play the game in like just a little over a month.
Yeah,
no demo no more.
Shit, it's in my birthday month, yo. Like I'm ready.
Cause everybody saying Xbox ain't got no games until November. You got Crossfire next week. You got Tunic next month. You got Shredders next month, which is
they don't count these games, bro. They don't exist.
Shredders it's gonna be the biggest snowboarder since Amp.
For real, like I'm gonna try that game too. Like
I thought, what was that one? Well, I thought there was Steep, wasn't? I thought that was
Steep or something.
Steep,
that was okay.
Who did that? Ubisoft.
That was Ubisoft. Yeah.
Yes, I think it was Ubi. Yeah, Ubi. Yeah.
Oh, that was supposed to be like the big thing.
Yeah,
and I think that thing dropped off.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Oshido for $1.99. He says, "Smooth, are you paying Bond?" Yes, he'll whatever game he wants. I'll have to put in his cart. Strictly.
Well, what bet did you? Oh, the Dying
Light. Yeah. Strictly Gaming says, "I'm just trying to scare Smooth, so let me say this: Returnal, laugh my ass off, JK. Shout out to Dope is Jay, Chris, and my guys right there. Shout out
to Strictly. Shout out to him, man. He was on Battlefield Heavy.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
Okay, so
Returnal.
What else we got? Like a couple things happened. All right, so last week we talked about the Activision acquisition, from by Xbox, and that kind of shook Twitter and it sent people to President Biden to block the deal. And
that's weird. That's weird.
Jason Schreier wanting to get off vacation so he can contact some antitrust experts to inquire about getting this deal blocked. So and everybody wanted to know, man, how will PlayStation respond? Do they need to call up Square Enix? They got to call up Capcom, Konami. You heard all the things, you know what I mean, what they should do, what they needed to do. And a week later, we're not quiet. PlayStation acquires Bungie for $3.6 billion. Bungie, the original creators of Halo. Bungie, the creators of Destiny.
I wanted a medium.
This nigga ordering food.
Food right now.
We don't want to hear you order in and out.
No. He wanted a medium what? I think a pepperoni.
Medium glizzy.
Like who?
Medium
glizzy.
glizzy.
With a medium glizzy. That's what that man said.
Shut up.
Dick, whatever you do not say your credit card number. We on air, and I don't know how to mute you. Like,
you can mute them in Discord.
God,
my man said medium glizzy, son. I'm done.
Right, I got Nick muted until he's ready. But so PlayStation acquires Bungie for $3.6 billion. I need to know your opinions, Chris Righteous.
Yo, Nick. Shut up, Nick.
Muted. I can still hear him. Unless you got him muted.
Like he's muted.
Okay.
He's muted on the stream, but not.
Okay. That's fine. I was like, man, I can still hear this man. Like, I want that deal, the $21 one.
So, all right. So, oh my God, Nick.
Man, I can't do that.
No, you guys. I will let you know when he's back. Everybody can mute.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, just hear.
I muted him so I can. So when I first heard about this Bungie thing, I was actually watching Blanju stream God of War. He was streaming God of War.
Yeah.
And somebody in the chat was like, "Yo, PlayStation just bought Bungie," and I thought it was just a fucking troll and shit like that. And somebody else said it. So when I went to go check Twitter, and seeing that it was real, I was like, oh shit, like, yeah. I mean, I wasn't really expecting Bungie of all people, but well, for me personally, the only Bungie games that I played was like the first three Halos, of course, and I quote unquote beat Destiny 1 campaign, even though that campaign story mode was really bare bones when it launched, but I beat that, right, quote unquote, and I only got to like maybe like the third or fourth world. I think it was like called Titan or some shit like that on Destiny 2. And then I just dropped it because looter shooters, as much as I love like the Division 1, I've been trying to get into them, but I haven't really, like, Destiny didn't really pull me in. Not that I think the game, I think the game is actually really good, like mechanically and the graphics and everything like that. But it's something that didn't really pull me in like a lot of other people. And when I checked the numbers of like the stats of like Destiny 2, how many players have played and stuff like that, it's actually a lot bigger than what I thought it was. I knew it was big.
Hey, it's
I
a
knew
huge
it,
game.
yeah, I knew it was big, but I didn't know it was fucking that big, right? So to me, this doesn't really change much to me as a gamer, because I don't really play a lot of Destiny, really play a lot of Bungie games or whatnot. So I am interested, right? Not excited. I am interested to see what new games they have in the future, because they did say that they're working on a couple like new IPs or a couple
Yeah,
new games.
they've been working on a new IP for a while. I think you should be looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I am interested to see, because I know how good of a developer they are. And then, as the day went on, we started getting more information, or I started reading the articles more and stuff like that. And then I started. Sony laid out their intentions of what they did, what they want to do with Bungie, is they still want to keep them as their own separate, independent entity that they could self-publish their own games and release it on, any platform that they want to, right? But the main thing, one of the main reasons why they got them for is because of their expertise on online games as a service.
Yes,
And they can
indeed.
they can they can use their tech and knowledge on how to build games as a service, because out of all of the hundreds of games as a service there are out there, right, multiplayer games
That's
as
like
a
the best
service,
one.
Destiny is the one that really got it right. Out of all of them, like Bungie really got it right. They had mistakes. They had growing pains, of course, at the launch of both games, but they really turned that shit quick around and whatnot. And right now they're spearheading like how to do games as a service the right way that people enjoy and it is not egregious and whatnot. So Sony's looking into that, because when people heard like it was the 3.6 billion, right? Some people came out and said, damn, they didn't know Bungie was worth that much, or Sony's overpaying them and stuff like that. Just
They were
like
looking
Microsoft.
at it from an IP standpoint.
Yeah, because I mean, if people want to look at it like that, well, technically Microsoft overpaid for Activision, but it came out today. It came out today, right? But I'm not the one saying that. I'm just saying that's how people took it. But it came out today that the deal to acquire Bungie was actually 2.4 billion, but Sony added another 1.2 billion to retain staff. So like they started a program to offer more bonuses and stuff like that, right?
That's
More,
really cool.
more perks and benefits, so that the staff at Bungie can still remain even after the acquisition. Like they don't want them to leave, because they want their talent and their expertise, and that's what Sony wants to use them for. So as far as the future, we heard them straight up say, yeah, they'll continue being multi-platform games and whatnot, which sounds real similar to the whole situation with like Call of Duty,
Mojang.
right? Yeah, or Call of Duty.
Like more similar to Mojang.
No,
like,
but Phil Spencer said that Call of Duty will remain on PlayStation. He literally said that as well too.
I mean, the deals,
the language.
that they had, this doesn't seem the
but
same.
No, because he didn't say Call of Duty will remain on PlayStation after the deals are done. He didn't say none of that. So any of the other extra stuff that people adds in, that's people
it's the
reading
same
into
thing. Like I feel like
people.
It's the same thing.
Hold on, let me finish.
My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. My bad. Nah. So, but even if that's the situation, right? I don't believe at one point that there's going to be no exclusive games that comes out of Bungie on PlayStation. Maybe not. Maybe. All right. So Destiny and the content is going to continue to be everywhere, right? That's That's even the updated content, right? Whatever expansion they come out next year, that's gonna continue to be everywhere, right? Because PlayStation officially owns them now, right? They don't have to wait a year to acquire them or anything like that. It's already a done deal. But after that, and maybe the next IP after that, right? It's probably gonna be multi-plat. But they say multi-platform, right? That could mean PC and PlayStation, and that's technically multi-platform. But I don't know. That's to me. That's
Didn't
that's
they have
me
a
reading.
Q&A that literally name dropped Xbox?
No, they never mentioned Xbox.
Bungie has a Q&A on their when they.
You sure? Because I looked at all of them and then
they do. They
there's
do.
a Q&A and they literally name drop.
Can I detail it? Can I detail it? All right, so essentially, because I follow Bungie a lot. I'm a big huge Bungie fan. I love Destiny. Put 40 days into Destiny 1. A lot of time into Destiny 2. Played all the original Halos, love ODST, all that shit, right? Like you're speaking to the fucking expert on Bungie, right? So if you look at the language of what they said, Destiny 2 in particular, right? The Q&A was in regards to like Destiny 2, the future of what they plan on doing with the game. They say it's still going to be the same game everywhere. Bungie themselves are still going to be self-published and creatively independent, right? So they still maintain full creative control and publishing of whatever titles they intend on doing, and they're going to continue to keep Destiny 2 multi-platform and cross-platform. Now, this does not extend towards other future projects that they might be working on. That's the thing that people need to understand, is that this is beneficial for both Sony and Bungie. I think it's more beneficial for Bungie because now you have a lot more resources to pursue those projects from Sony. So Sony can divest a lot of different talent from different studios and say, hey, help out on this project, help out on that project. Because one of the biggest criticisms I had of Bungie when they left Activision was the lack of quality control when it came to new releases, particularly with their DLCs. Like when Beyond Light came out, that shit was really, really rough. There was a lot of bugs, a lot of glitches. They had to disable a lot of exotics because some of them were broken inside the game. When Beyond Light launched. So a lot of those issues will be rectified because they're going to have a lot more resources from Sony coming to say, all right, when we work on a new expansion or a new IP, not only are you going to have your main studio and we can hire more people for your studio, but we have other support studios that can come and help out as well. And that's why one of their best DLCs, that being Forsaken, was so polished at launch, was because they had the support of Activision and other studios that were helping them with that. So that's the biggest thing. Obviously, we know that Bungie's great with games as a service. We see their current model right now where they're dropping a major expansion every single year, and then they have seasons within, and then there's content with those seasons as well. So it's not like you're just buying a battle pass and there's nothing coming with it. You buy the season pass. There's content within that season pass that you can play, whether it's a seasonal activity, new exotics and weapons that are coming out with that seasonal activity as well. And then it all ties into the overall arcing story of what Destiny 2 is building up towards for the next expansion, right? So they're going to give Sony that blueprint and saying, okay, we see that you guys are great with single player games, but if you guys also want to have a monetization model of a game that can generate revenue all year round, here's what we do. And you look at something like Witch Queen, which is dropping next month. There's over 1 million pre-orders for that expansion alone. Think about that.
Hell yeah.
A million pre-orders for an expansion. That is that's fucking unheard of for a lot of games. That's to show you the popularity of that game and how much money they generate, not just off of expansions, but cosmetics, battle passes, everything. Like outside of you spending $60 on that game, people who are really into Destiny, we're pumping hundreds and hundreds of dollars into that game just to stay up to date with it. And I believe Sony needs to figure out a model like that for whatever franchise they intend on doing it for. And they're going to figure that shit out within time. You've seen them say it. They're going to have 10 live service games. What was it, by 2026 or some shit?
Yeah, 2026.
That's 4 years. So that means they're going to have a whole lot of...
I think this is the perfect acquisition for Sony, acquiring Bungie, a very, very talented studio. They should not take this for granted, nor should any PlayStation fan should take that for granted as well. Even if you're not a fan of Destiny or the previous Halo games, I think the Bungie Halo games are the best Halo games in the franchise. Extremely talented studio, great acquisition. I don't think they overpaid. 3.6 is not overpaying whatsoever. Bungie is worth the money that you invest into it.
All right, I'm going to read these FAQs. I think, and I'll give you my opinion on the cost. But it says, first question is, as a Destiny 2 player, does Bungie becoming a part of PlayStation have any immediate impact on how I play and experience Destiny 2? Their answer is no. Our commitment to Destiny 2 as a multi-platform game with full crossplay remains unchanged. We want you to play the Witch Queen on February 22nd, 2022 on your platform of your choice. Second question. Will the Destiny 2 experience on non-PlayStation platforms be impacted by Bungie becoming part of PlayStation? No, we want to maintain the same great experience you already have on your platform of choice. Question 3. Will any announced seasons, events, packs, or expansions be changed or impacted by Bungie becoming a part of PlayStation? No, Bungie retains the full creative independence for our games and our community. Our plans for the Light and Dark Saga are unchanged all the way through the final shape in 2024. Wow. Question 4. Will Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, include any platform exclusive? No, The Witch Queen will not contain any platform exclusive. Every player should have an amazing Destiny experience no matter where you choose to play. I wish they thought about this with Destiny 1. Question 5. Will cross-platform features like cross-saves, cross-play, the Destiny 2 companion app, or third-party apps like Destiny Item Manager DIM be changed? Or
Yeah, I got all those.
No, Bungie's commitment to the cross-platform play and social features will remain unchanged. We believe games are better. Okay.
Yeah, so we get
Bungie,
the point. Nothing is going to be changed with Destiny on all platforms. Like it's very self-explanatory.
Now, Bungie has future games in development. Will they now become PlayStation exclusives? No. We want the worlds we are creating to extend to anywhere people play games. We will continue to be self-published, creatively independent, and we will continue to drive one unified Bungie community. Last question. I play Destiny on Steam, Xbox, or Stadia. Will my platform still be supported? Yes. So,
yeah, for Destiny.
So this is, but here's the thing. Now, and this is where people are saying like they're still going to be doing multi-platform, even though they're not operating as a PlayStation studio, they're operating as a SIE. Sony's words. The Bungie has games, future games, plural, in development. Will they now become PlayStation exclusives? All this stuff was surrounded around these questions prior to that was surrounded around exclusive, and that one doesn't seem any different. But your take on that?
Who?
Me? You? Yeah, Chris.
Well, I mean, now I can only take it at face value for what they said. You know, until something changes in the future and they decide. Mm-hmm. Well, now we're just gonna. Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know. They're saying that even the future games are going to remain multi-platform, but multi-platform can also mean PC as well at launch. Mm-hmm. You know, so just like everybody, you know, right now in the chat, right? Everybody was like, "What?" Nah, Phil said desire or intent, but then they don't want to do the wordsmithing and the interpretations and all the reading into the words when it comes to, they take everything that Sony says at face value, but you know, they don't take what Phil says at face value. But it's going to be interesting. The only thing is, like, to me, like I said, I don't really play a lot of Destiny or anything like that, so this doesn't really affect me. Microsoft could have bought Bungie, and just the same way with Activision and Bethesda, it wouldn't really have done much for me. But since Sony they're trying to cover for their weaknesses as far as multiplayer and games as a service game, right? They already have full momentum with their big single player games, right? And that's not going to change. That's still going to remain. Still going to get a lot of banging PlayStation exclusives, right? Throughout the generation. But now we see more, like, we know Insomniac is working on a multiplayer game. Guerrilla is working on a multiplayer game. Sucker Punch is working on a and these are all facts, right? These are all like confirmed hires and stuff like that, right? Naughty Dog is working on The Last of Us and stuff like that. So Sony wanted to get the people who knows how to do who knows how to set up multiplayer systems, right? And multiplayer design and games as a service to where it's not fucking the consumers over. It's like a lot of people hear games as a service and automatically think that they're inherently bad. To me, no, that's not really the case. The thing is like a lot of them have been executed poorly. So that's why people get a little bit. So that's why people get a little bit hesitant. But Sony got paid for the guys who have done it pretty much the best, right? And who figured it out. Yeah. And they had a lot of stumbles and, you know, a lot of growing pains or whatever, but they got this shit together. So they're going to use their expertise to help these other projects as well. And that's the thing that kind of excites me more. So if say Insomniac is, say they're working on the Resistance, right? I'm just throwing that out there, right? I don't know. And, you know, and the multiplayer and the online service aspects of it is a lot better due to the results of Bungie giving guidance to make it better or something like that. That's the potential benefits that I see for somebody like me, you know. But yeah, it's a good pickup. I think it's a good pickup, regardless of my own personal feelings of what games I play. And yeah, I mean, they're showing that Sony, you know, they heard everybody talking shit, right, including myself, right, how they lack compelling multiplayer games. It's not that they don't have multiplayer games, because they do, but it was nothing really compelling to keep a player base to keep coming back for more. Like Uncharted 4 multiplayer is good. There's not no service game that they're making a shitload of money off of, right? Yeah. And majority of Sony's money or PlayStation's money has come from third-party games as a service, you know, microtransaction games like Fortnite, like Call of Duty, like Destiny, right? Destiny played a big part in that. And so, you know, and as we know, any of these third parties, right, that made them a lot of money can be picked up at any time and taken away from them, you know. So they need to start. So and Smooth said something in the beginning. How would Sony respond? They said that Jim talked to Bungie even before the pandemic lockdown, but they didn't start getting things going until July of last year. So this is not a direct response.
Of course.
Yeah, it's something that they've been talking about.
Yeah, for a while. They said they were talking to him. They said that this was in the talks for like 6 months or something, or it got like super serious within like kind of like the 6 months or whatever.
Most likely, this isn't a response. Well, it's not. It's not to Activision. It's more of a response to probably Bethesda being bought.
Yeah, then there's more acquisitions on the way and whatnot.
Like the time frames, it just doesn't line up. Like how people that were like running with headlines saying, "Oh, Sony responds." It's just like, dude, like these deals just don't happen like a flash in the pan. So it's like, I mean, they had to be talking for a good amount of time. So just to kind of like, you know, how people just run with the clicks and all of that bullshit. So it was just like, this isn't a response. And honestly, they don't have to respond. Just let them keep on their path. Like, let them fix their weaknesses, just the same as like Microsoft and Xbox are doing. Like both of these companies are trying to tackle where they're lacking. So, and it's just like, and they're doing it. Like they're doing their job. So, I mean, it's fine. So.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for the future of Bungie because of this. Like I said, you know, them shifting from being under Activision to becoming independent, there was a lot of flaws with the way that they were dropping some of their content because of the lack of quality. They didn't have the additional support from an Activision. So now Sony can fill that void to say, hey, you guys don't have to crunch to get an expansion out or delay an expansion because you guys don't have enough time with the studio that you have right now. We can divest more resources from what we have over here to help you guys finish whatever project that you're working on. And now you can have more content coming out from Bungie for Destiny or whatever new IP that's coming out quicker because you have that support from Sony now. They can put more resources towards that game, whether it's from a different studio that's like on downtime or something like that, right? You know, like a Ben, for example, if they're not working on anything, hey, we can get some guys from that studio, come over there, help you guys finish your project, whatever it may be. So like I said, it's beneficial for both. I see a lot of benefits for Bungie in particular being with Sony and still retaining their creative freedom to make the kind of games that they want to make and the kind of content that they want to make as well.
Can I like say like this is like, because how the situation reads or like to me shit is just like with bases that are already existing elsewhere is this kind of like, especially when they're online and you have like these online communities. A lot of people were saying the same thing about Warframe. It's just like when you have like this online currency community across multiple platforms, it's just like those are most likely, usually like 90% of the time, 99% of the time, going to stay multi-platform, like because they like to cut off like these other platforms that have invested time, the currency, and all of this market that you built around that. Like it would garner like a lot more backlash than it would support. You feel me? Like you're not about to get people who have invested so much time, let's say like across PC or across Xbox or like vice versa, to be like, all right, now shit, I'm about to go out there and buy a PlayStation. They're not going to make that move. Like they're going to be more resistant to it. So this is like that's why for me personally, like it read like a Mojang, where it was just like, okay, yeah, like they bought them, but it's still like that online community, like all of the fans and all of that. A lot of people were very hesitant when Microsoft bought fucking Mojang. So shit is just like, but they stayed the course and they kept it out there for everybody. So so like I was very pleased to see that like it wasn't going exclusive like in that sense. Like shit, if it was something like if they created like a standalone franchise where it was like, all right, this is a single player thing and it went exclusive, I wouldn't care. But it's like this is Destiny, and like I've invested like a lot of fucking time into it and a lot of cash into it. So where it would be like, if all of that got cut off, like I'd be like one of those P fans where it'd be like, yeah, dog, I'm not about to, like we about to go play Warframe or some shit. Like, so this is like, I'm glad they did this, and I'm glad the deal worked out for them the way it did. And they weren't forced to do anything or whatever. Like, I'm glad that like they came to like an equilibrium, like a balance with Sony, and I feel like it's a great deal, honestly. Like it's a really good thing. So
it's 3.6 billion.
You guys can unmute Nick now. Nick is back.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah. I unmuted him.
Oh shit! I forgot to unmute him. Well, that's the thing, Smooth. It's like you say, oh my bad. I definitely want to get Addict stop. He's the Destiny God, right? But
nah, I'm the Destiny God. That's Cap.
But Smooth said like,
you can have that title, man. I already wasted enough my life on that game as it is.
Oh,
the information that
how
came
many
out
days you got in D1?
In D1,
I got
Alright,
40
you're
on
done?
D1. Alright,
Where do you see that at? Where do you check that at? Because I want to know. I want to see how much time I
website
got.
called How Much Time Have I Wasted on Destiny.
Yeah, let's
but
waste my
Smooth,
life away.
you said 3.6 is overpaid, but
Yeah.
The deal was actually
that's about fair.
The deal was actually 2.4, but Sony threw in another 1.
Yeah, I think that's too much too. I thought
to retain the staff, so the staff.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
2.2. No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's too much money for Bungie. So like, I didn't think they would sell for north of $1 billion. So the fact that
I could have told you it would have been $1 billion. Destiny itself is $1 billion company.
Exactly, that's $1 billion IP that generates a lot of revenue every single year.
We literally just told you there's 1 million pre-orders for the Witch Queen. Like,
do the math.
For an expansion,
and that's one expansion. And how many expansions had that game had already? Like 6 or 7 on top of season passes.
I would say it is above what Bungie's worth, but when you buy a company, you don't give them what they're worth. You give them higher than what they're worth.
I did not see Bungie. I'm like, maybe I don't know, but like, I mean, that's just about. I'm no business analyst. I've never bought another business before, so I mean, who am I? I'm just looking at for what the hell Insomniac sold for. You look at what Minecraft sold for, and you look at other acquisitions that took place.
What was Insomniac making before they got acquired?
Insomniac didn't have a huge IP that generates millions of hundreds of millions of dollars every year.
You can't compare that purchase to the Bungie purchase.
I think Insomniac wanted to be purchased, so obviously, because Sony most likely went to Bungie, so that put them in a position of weakness in a way, because Bungie had more bargaining power. Like, I honestly feel like Insomniac, they were just like, it's just a natural fit. They're like, oh, you're gonna still give me money though, right? Like,
yeah, it was organic and not like inorganic, which is completely contradict what PlayStation said a year and a half ago. It was just funny. But I knew that was gonna happen. I knew when they said, or all of our acquisitions are just gonna be organic. I was like, no, y'all gonna get some inorganic fucking acquisitions, and y'all gonna look like hypocrites. But
yeah, the only difference between Sony buying stuff and Microsoft buying stuff is a paycheck. So you'll see Sony. They're trying to, but I will say they do try to get stuff that makes sense to them. But they're not out of the realm of just buying shit to buy shit. It's just they can't go out and spend 60-70 billion dollars on a company. So you feel like a lot of their acquisitions is more organic because they can't have
they can. They almost spent 60 billion on Fox until Disney outbidded them for 71 billion. Sony almost bought Fox. They were in a bidding war.
They wanted that those Marvel IPs.
So they wanted those,
more shit with Marvel.
Right. But that's the thing. It was like, well, we know like last year they put like 18 billion just for acquisitions, right? But like what Faulkner said, right? That the analyst or whatever, he said, yo, Sony always pays back their loans. So if they have to make a big acquisition and say they don't got all the cash in hand, they can take out a loan. They can easily get the money. So it's not like Sony's not in a position where no big publisher can be acquired. Is this what publishers do they want to acquire, and does that make sense for them?
And you want to know another thing, Chris? What acquisition has they made so far that hasn't paid off? Like you can say for the most part, the majority of their acquisitions they made the return back. Like the Insomniac, they definitely made the return on investment back and then some. Like Insomniac made a system seller in Spider-Man.
They could have went to, if they would have got Fox, the leverage they would have had over Marvel would have been insane. You think Wolverine and Spider-Man bad? Oh my god!
They don't even have Wolverine as leverage.
If they would have got no, I'm talking about getting them as exclusive games. Like if they would have been able to get Fox, they could have literally went into Marvel and be like, we want to be the only, because I do think they were pretty much the only people that's going to make Marvel games, but it's up for debate. If they would have been able to use what I think they had, X-Men, Ghost Rider, like they had a lot of stuff. The Fantastic Four. If they would have been able to use those to leverage too, they would have had Marvel by the balls. They really would have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he ain't lying.
My thing is like, keep on buying. I know people don't like. I love acquisition season. If Sony can buy, this is why I want Sony to keep buying more. I want Sony to buy more so that the next purchase Xbox to make it doesn't get scrutinized. I don't
think Microsoft's buying another publisher. I think that's done.
I think no, not for a while.
Not for a while.
If they buy another one, for a while, I could see them buying something like a Sega or something like that if they came up as an option.
Yeah.
But as far as like westernized publishers and shit, I think that's a wrap. And I don't think they would have bought Activision if Activision ever approached them. Like, here's the thing, like people just see the game side. There's so many revenues they can make money off Activision's characters.
Yeah.
With this streaming war going on right now with Amazon Prime, Netflix, HBO, you know how many TV shows they can license out and make money off of? They could literally make probably 10 TV shows off Overwatch characters.
Overwatch movies, Call of Duty TV
Diablo.
Show, League of Legends.
Easily make that 60 billion back.
Like the thing when it comes to the acquisitions and of publishers is this, like people think like there's like a finite, but there's always companies popping up. Like there's always publishers just kind of like you got like A24 and Annapurna, and you have like Devolver. Like these are some of my favorite publishers in which like I don't want Microsoft to touch. Like, you feel me? Like I don't want nobody to touch those. Like Devolver.
I don't really want to buy anyone else, to be honest with you. But that's not
I want them to get Sega.
I want them to get Sega. I will say that I want them to get Sega, but we don't. We just at the end of the day, man. This is the world we live in now. Like these companies, right? they're gonna throw that money out there because at the end of the, I do think Microsoft started this because Microsoft put the industry in a pickle where it's like we're good with how things are going, but Microsoft wasn't good. So now Microsoft has officially said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. Right. And they're like, let's get Bethesda. And now Sony had no choice but to respond. Do you honestly think they would have bought all these studios if they didn't buy Bethesda? When they bought that, they were like, look, We got, and I've been saying it from the start. Sony cannot keep up with the amount of content Microsoft will be able to throw out in a couple years, and they know that. That's why they picked up Insomniac, because they wanted to make sure that they couldn't be bought. It's hard to tell. For all we know, the reason that they bought Insomniac because Microsoft might have offered them a bag first.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's just like you. Sorry, but all I'm gonna say is like Sony knew that they needed content to be able to mess with Microsoft. It's kind of like what happened at the beginning of the PS4 generation. Microsoft came out swinging, but then they just they tired themselves out real fast, and they had a certain amount of time to really combat what Sony was doing with their first party. But because they were debating on shutting down the Xbox brand and selling it, they didn't make any decisions like that. And by the time Sony was ready, it was too late.
Yeah, but I think Sony, like from what we heard, right? They approached Bungie before pre-pandemic in 2020, or pre-pandemic lockdown in 2020. So it's looking like they were already looking for expansions and growth and stuff like that, even before the Bethesda acquisition. And then even before the Bethesda acquisition, they said that they were doubling down on exclusives and trying to go for more exclusives than ever before. So they were already, and they were getting a lot of third party exclusive, right? Like Final Fantasy and shit like that. Like a lot of third party. What they were mainly going to do is a lot of third party timed exclusive. But now I think because of all the acquisitions that Microsoft is doing, I think Sony was already going to planning already or growing and getting more studios. But I think they're ramping that up even more and speeding up even more because of now Microsoft. And then they might go for bigger acquisitions because of it as well.
They're scared to be left behind.
They're not left behind though. They're number one.
No, but I'm saying that's why they're doing what they're doing. But
you guys are assuming that they will be left behind.
No,
you know what I mean?
If they sat around and didn't buy any studios at all, especially after the 2018 acquisitions where they had 5 new studios added to Xbox, and then they bought Obsidian and they bought Exile Entertainment. If Sony would have just said we don't need to do nothing and never even looked into buying Insomniac and never looked into buying their fans, they would have gotten left behind, because we're looking at just Microsoft. Like other companies could have easily have bought in companies like Insomniac.
Yeah, but that's a bunch of whatever, and we don't really know what.
I mean, but you're what if they wouldn't have.
But it's not even.
Well, yeah, because but
the thing is Sony themselves is saying it because they're making responses to what's going on.
I know that, but what I'm saying is they were already looking to it. They were already saying they wanted to expand prior to the acquisitions. Now, after the effects of the acquisitions, they probably push them to be more aggressive. More aggressive and do more acquisitions that they probably weren't planning on doing before. But they were already planning on.
I get that, but
like that. Yeah.
I guess personally, I feel like my opinion is, if Microsoft doesn't buy Bungie, they don't. If Microsoft doesn't buy Bethesda, they don't buy Bungie. If Microsoft didn't buy all those 2018 studios, they probably wouldn't have even bought Insomniac.
Yeah, because now you look at the volume of studios that they have now. Like it's ridiculous. Like you wouldn't have imagined this a couple years ago. Like even during the Xbox One generation, if I would have told you, "Yo, Microsoft is gonna buy up all these damn studios," you would have looked at me like I'm stupid. But now you see this shit, like, in the amount of content that they can come out with. We obviously have to see how a lot of these games are gonna pan out, because we still have a lot of titles that they announced, and there's no gameplay for it
for both companies, Sony and PlayStation.
So Sony, and you guys also have to remember, Sony said they have a whole bunch of unannounced new IPs that they have coming out too, before any acquisition talks. So they still have a lot of chances.
They had like over 25 games at that point in development. They probably got more now, right? And over half.
But wasn't Sean Layden or was it Jim Ryan who said they were gonna like slow down but put out bigger projects?
That was
they were just gonna be
like, which one was that?
No. I think that was Sean Layden that said that. But that was years ago. That hasn't.
Yeah. So like that.
Yeah.
Like what I'm saying, what I feel like Addict is saying, and like what I'm saying, in my opinion, is this: like it was the fans, like this old guard, where it was just like if their fans kept telling them like, yeah, you ain't got to do nothing, then it's just like, I mean, you have all these new entities coming in here, whereas like for us gamers, like we would just like it for just to remain the big three and have these big three continue to usher in gaming and like to to guard and like just keep gaming pure in a way, in a sense. They're like, you feel me? Like when you have these outside entities coming in, like you have Amazon, you have your Googles or whatever, and like your Facebook and everything like that. Like, would people really want these outside people who don't really understand gaming? Like, I mean, like, yeah, Microsoft is the baby in the room, but it carries
They're
the
an
big
age
dick in the
baby.
room
I
too.
mean,
So it's just like,
but people could have
So-
said the same thing when Microsoft came into play. Like, why do we
no,
want
they did say that.
a company?
When
Yeah,
they first
exactly.
came
So
in.
you don't
Like
know
they
if that
did
was,
say it, but
so I
it's
don't
like,
understand the fear mongering with Apple and Amazon going around that
no,
if they
that
get
shit
into the
is
gaming things.
scary. Like that is scary.
but we
Like for
don't know
these
how
people
they
to
would
come
do
in
it.
here. To come in here, but it's still like
I
just
mean, we
like with
kind
the
of saw
Google and the
with
streaming
Stadia. They
services.
came in there half
Exactly.
talk. Like
So it's
they
like
didn't really understand
Right.
the model of gaming.
exactly, like you witness that, and you have people at Microsoft, like you have Phil Spencer, where he's like he wants to keep it like that, whereas it's like he feels that Sony and Nintendo are like they're great, like they're supposed to be here. Like he feels like he's not trying to get them out. You feel me? Like whereas
Because they don't
you
fuck over
have.
the industry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like with these fans or like these old fans of Sony. Like if Sony really just like got complacent and they remained and they just stayed just like listening to these people and they just be like, yeah, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Who knows if like fucking Facebook would have bought fucking Insomniac just like they did Ready at Dawn or whatever, and they did that fucking VR shit. It's just like that's a waste of a fucking studio. Where like if Sony would have bought them and used them, you would have got like a New Order 2 or some shit. That game was not fucking bad,
You know
and it
what's
didn't look
crazy?
bad either.
You know what's crazy? Sony was throughout, I would say throughout a lot of the PS4 generation, they were letting shit just go by them and them not doing anything because
Yeah, I noticed.
Shuhei Yoshida had an opportunity to buy from software, but he ended up not doing it, and then they got picked up by Kadokawa.
See,
They also had an opportunity to They had an opportunity to buy Ready at Dawn. They didn't do it, so they got acquired by Facebook or whoever.
Facebook, yeah.
Whoever it was. So then now with this new regime, right? That was the old regime, but now with this new regime, they're kicking this shit into high gear. And then I always feel like they were already gonna buy and expand, right? I don't know if the Bungie could be a response to Bethesda, but I don't know if it is because they said that they contacted them about this deal way before the Bethesda deal. So I don't know if that's the direct response, but I do feel like Bethesda and Activision acquisition is going to light a fire up under their ass to look into other acquisitions that they probably wouldn't have gotten or they wouldn't have looked at if it wasn't for Microsoft buying these big publishers. So I agree with that there, but it's
Yeah,
gonna be
I feel
interesting.
It's like they probably
in a
heard
realm-
murmurs of like the Bethesda buyout. Like they probably heard murmurs, like it's like because they're in the industry, we're not. So it's like probably Jim Ryan or somebody, Shuhei, they probably got heat of that, and they was just like, oh damn, they about to hit that. And so like I mean, and just like with y'all fans, like a lot of the fans like BG and all of that, like it's just like they want good multiplayer titles. You feel me? So and it's just like that's just like one of the weak
I'm not one
spots.
of the PlayStation fans that's like, no, we don't need multiplayer, and they can rely on third party multiplayer. I was like, nah, we got amazing single player games, and we get them at a consistent basis, right? But now Sony needs to have their quality, the quality of the brand that they bring. They need to extend that into other types of games, like multiplayer games and other genres as well. So I've always said that they needed to do that, and then now it's looking like they're trying to cover all that. We haven't seen the fruit of all these multiplayer games that are in development, but I'm pretty sure soon, because they say they want to have at least 10 before 2026. Right, we're probably gonna start seeing them start, announcing them and coming out and shit like that. I hope they bring SOCOM back. That's all I want.
Oh yeah, shit. If they bring SOCOM back or MAG or something like that, that'd be crazy. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Like I'm not with all the fear that everybody's like, oh shit, they're about to do like a bunch of like multiplayer or like games as a service thing. The like you said, and I said on Twitter, it's like these people know where the cash is at. They know what they need to do. But it just may be that they don't know how to execute it properly. And it's like, that's just facts. Like, and I mean, you're going to have times where like they stumble because it's something new or like they fumble because they just don't understand the market in that way. Like shit, it's just like Destiny. Like Destiny had like a lot of ups and downs. When you like a fan since D1 and D2, it's just like they had a lot of ups and downs, but people were like upset at them like a fuck of a lot. And I mean, like I came in at a time where like I stopped playing D1 and then I hopped in D2. Like it was like probably like 2 expansions in, and I was just like, holy shit. And like people were like upset at Destiny. Like it was like, the fuck is wrong with this game and all types of shit. So yeah, like
what were you gonna say, Addict?
I just say like I feel like if From Software offered them that company now, they would take it with no hesitation.
Well, 100%.
Because now there is that Microsoft is competing now. Like if we can get stuff that makes sense, we're going to. And I felt like the old regime, they felt comfortable how things were.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's 100%. I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But in Jim Ryan's era, he's like, nah, bro, we shopping, you know?
You feel me? Like I mean, oh, go ahead, my bad.
I was gonna say, I assume you guys talked about Dying Light already.
Yeah. You have any? Yeah, because you have anything to say about it?
I mean, do you have a question or something? Because like I don't know what you guys said.
No, I just talked about what I played so far, and how it runs and looks, and what I can get from it.
It definitely has issues, like as far as bugs. Like there's some serious bugs, like you know how like Ubisoft has those. That's what I'm looking for. Ubisoft has those towers that you climb.
Yeah.
Well, they got towers like that too, but the difference with this is like you'll sit there. They have these towers that will glitch out, and you would have done it, but it won't say you done it.
Yeah, no.
So they're supposed to have. They said they're supposed to have a day one patch that fixes like 100 bugs or some shit like that.
Well, they should have had that day one patch 4 days ago.
Huh. Damn.
Because I get tired of this. We're doing a day one patch, and they ask the reviewers. They don't ask them, but they act like we can't talk. Like they get upset. Which this company was. They knew they were launching something buggy, but this company they was a little bit better on it. But it's just like, dude, why would you release something to the people that's going to, you know, they're going to be responsible for a lot of sales or not sales. That reviewers do that. Like, and it's just like you give these influencers and you give these media these buggy games. Like, why would you do that? I don't understand the mindset behind that, because they can't realistically go out there and say there's no bugs. And then, you know, you see stuff like the media and what they did wrong with Cyberpunk. They all gave it 9s and 10s out of 10s.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then it's just like, I just don't. And what's interesting is they had like a split thing going on with the review copy for this. Like you had to. It was one of those things where the media got to post their shit this morning, and the content creators had to wait. So that looked really fishy by itself.
Yeah,
it's like
no wonder. I was like, I didn't realize. I was like, I didn't know the embargo lifted for us to do reviews, but
that's what I said. Like what was it? Wasn't there a thing where like they weren't having people show the like their own footage, like kind of like with Cyberpunk, where it was like
there were some things that you couldn't show your own footage.
Yeah, exactly. And so like that's sketchy in itself. It's just like that's weird energy as fuck, yo. Like.
Because they didn't want them to show like the game glitching out. Which look, I will say that there is unexcusable glitches on here. It didn't stop me from beating the game. It was more of like I'm annoyed glitches. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was never one of those. But you know, shout out to my dude over there at IGN, Travis. He reviewed it at IGN, and he said that some people at IGN in his review were having scenarios where it would delete their progress. So that's a game-breaking bug right there.
Yeah, Jesus. No, like I mean, like it seems kind of like in the same way that like Cyberpunk was handled. These are just like 2 examples where you're just like, why
shady practices?
And you know,
very shady. And it harms the credibility of the content creator as well
for no reason.
They get upset if you give an honest review, and then they limit what you can show about the game, knowing that it's going to impact sales. But it's like, yo, I would rather hang on to my credibility as a reviewer and not compromise just to get a free copy of a video game. It doesn't matter.
The sad part about it is that that's just not the realm we live in. Like,
Yeah.
I was able to get mine through other channels, thankfully. Like, I didn't have to go through Techland, but you could consider people that don't have that big of a reach. IOP is not big, but we do have a decent amount of loyal fans that can help push my video after it came out. But like, I remember before IOP was growing, like it's rough out there reviewing stuff, and if you don't have that day one copy, that review embargo, it's really hard to grow. Like, it's really hard to grow because you're just a little fish in a giant ass sea.
Yeah.
And I don't think it deserves the hate it's getting, because I do think that, look, there is some bugs, but I don't personally feel like the bugs represents like 2 points being took off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying bugs, but it's mainly one of those things where it's like you have to restart, like go to the menu, restart the game, and play maybe 2 or 3 minutes of gameplay back, because the auto saves are really close together. I did. I just realized that I said it earlier. I didn't experience too many bugs outside of that graphic bug, but I did have a bug where I had to restart power off the game. It was like a sound bug where it was like, where it was screaming at you. Like, shit like that. No, I thought my Xbox was crashing. And as annoying as that is, I don't feel like that's game breaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just fucking annoying, and it shouldn't happen. I feel like that's one of those things where I tell the viewership that it's there, but I don't really like, unless it does it like 24/7. Like, I play for 5 minutes and it's doing it. It happened maybe 3 or 4 times, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. But like, unless I had to go out of my way, like way out of my way, I don't consider it game breaking. It's just annoying ass shit that shouldn't have been in the game. Like, having your PS4 save file get deleted, that's game breaking. Because if that would have happened to me, I would never. I didn't even tell people to buy the game anyway. But it's just like, I just don't understand. Like, I understand I think if they would have got the actual game right without the glitches, it would have been a solid 9 out of 10. But because of those glitches, it's an 8.5. But people are giving this shit like a 6 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, and the same outlets, maybe not the same people, but the same outlets gave Cyberpunk a 9 out of 10. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, because I mean, like, Cyberpunk, I don't think I got, like, as I started on the One X and I finished on the Series S, and it was like I didn't get anything that was like game breaking. Like, it wasn't like deleting data and no shit like that, but it was more so just like visual glitches and like hiccups and like things would get stuck or like something like that. So it's like, and I mean, I think more so people were focusing on the narrative of Cyberpunk more so, and I mean, like, we should be focusing on everything overall. But I mean, I understand how like just like reviewers are, like, it's just like those technical glitches. Like, they say, like, the best place, because I think Dustin reviewed it or somebody where he played it on PC, but he did test it out on like all the consoles. He tested it out from
the PC,
the One S,
having
and
a lot less issues than everything else.
Yeah, so. I know. So that's why his review was like that, I feel. And he said that, like he made that known, that for folks to avoid the last gen consoles at the time.
Well,
like,
I know this day. Well, obviously we're live, but I know people that reviewed the game that regretted giving it that kind of score after the game came out.
Yeah,
because a lot of people didn't know how bad it was because they were playing it on PC. They didn't realize, because a lot of the attack that Cyberpunk got was over the last gens. Like, the previous gens was glitchy, but not like the last gens.
Yeah, it was.
You mean the next gen? You mean the next gen?
Yeah,
the next gen.
The Xbox One and the PS4.
Yeah. Because the PS4 was like completely unplayable when he tested it. Like, he was just like, and so was the One S. It was just like these muddy, they look like it was like something made in dreams or some shit. Kind of like with that Play-Doh, kind of like that's not a dig. It's just like, because there's like the art style in it that looks like Play-Doh. So it's like, I mean, that's what it looked like, and it wasn't supposed to look like that, obviously. Like, so.
Yeah, because the last generation console held it back, but not less. That's really on CDPR on when it comes to like the reviewers. Like, I understand the reviews. They didn't know that because they only sent them the PC review copy.
Exactly.
They didn't send them the consoles. So
Exactly.
yeah, they knew that shit was fucked up. They knew that.
Yeah, they did. They did. They tried to bamboozle everybody, bro. And that's like I fuck with CD Projekt Red because of The Witcher, and like I was just like, you can't be serious. Like I'm a big Witcher fan, so it was just like I love them. So like I was very hyped for Cyberpunk, but when I saw it, I played it, and I got like into that shit, like I was like, I don't know what they were thinking.
I was extremely hyped for Cyberpunk, and then once they started to be like, well, we're taking this out, Wall Run is being taken out, then this piece of content. I started worrying, and then closer to launch, I was like, something ain't right here. Something is not right here. And then the shit happens. I still want to play Cyberpunk, but I'm waiting for the PS5 version, the next gen version, because I'm still looking forward to playing the game. I'm sure it's still a good game, but I'm not gonna play it in the condition that is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just play the definitive edition of the game or play it on PC. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry we hijacked your podcast, Smooth, but then again, you're the host. You should have corrected.
I think we're done with like the main topics.
Yeah, we're done with the main topics.
I mean, unless
and you know what's funny? You know what's something I didn't really see anyone talk about, Smooth, which I didn't talk about it either, because to be frank with you, I completely forgot that no one talked about the fact that co-op was not working during the experience. I think ACG actually brought it up in his review, but like after I did the review, it was out. I was like, damn, why didn't I not bring that up? Like, because when we didn't play at all with the co-op experience, like, I didn't, like, it wasn't in my mind when I was making the review, which it might be working now because it was getting better and better. But yeah, that shit wasn't working at launch. Like, I don't know what, not launch, it hasn't even came out yet, but you guys get what I'm saying. That's literally one of the biggest advantages you have to playing Dying Light is co-op experience. And Techland didn't think it was important enough to let the reviewers play with that feature. Like, I'm sorry, like I don't normally go in on developers a whole lot, but whatever backlash this company gets for how they put this game out, they deserve it.
Yeah, how they handled it. Like pertaining to the person in the chat talking about Skyrim.
That's true.
Skyrim had like a lot of bad glitches because of the cell on the PS3, if I recall at the time. Because like I had the PS3, well, like my brother did, and I had the 360. When I played Skyrim on the 360, it was fine. Like like you had like
it still had bugs, but the PS3 version
I know
definitely way worse. Yeah,
it was just like So it was like the little funny ones were like a giant would like hit a mammoth and it would fly in the air or some shit.
Yeah,
but it was like when it came to the PS3, like I mean, like it was like unplayable. Like because I bought it for my bro and he was just like, this jank ain't working, B. Like it's just like it just had too much. Like it took them like a long time to get that to like a playable state for the PS3 at the time. So this is like, but it wasn't as like this was like for Cyberpunk, this was like retarded. And I think more people are just like saying that it's the way that they handled the rollout that was the problem. It was just a lot of under the table type shit. And it was just like, you didn't have to do this. Just let us know what it is from jump. But they just wanted they wanted to hit the numbers. They
had to sell the game at the end of the day. Yeah, they couldn't keep delaying the game. They were developing that game for. It was about to be a decade up to that point, and they had to drop the game because they needed to see the return on investment.
I totally get
they
that.
got it, but at the same time,
it's
very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that it had to happen that way with that game.
Yeah.
Yo, hey Smooth, did y'all talk about the people that they cheering on play accounts now? Not concurrent, but all over free to play players. 100 million.
About the Destiny numbers.
Yeah, they was bragging about it.
Been like that. I don't get like how people are all of a sudden like surprised that Destiny does good numbers. Like the only people that were surprised and were saying something was the Destiny fucking haters I've been battling in comment sections for the past 5 years. It's like Destiny is literally one of the most popular games in the industry. So regardless how you feel about that, Sony did a very good job securing that because now they'll never lose that game. Even if Microsoft decides to one day try to buy them, guess what? They already bought. You can't buy something that's already bought. And I personally feel like I don't care what they say matter. And if they make a Destiny 3, that's a PlayStation exclusive. Like, I don't care what anyone says.
Absolutely.
Until I personally see them have this mindset, I'm not going to just take their word of some script. Like, and what's funny is if you look at the Q&A for Destiny 2's Witch Queen, they're very cryptic on how they word things. They're like, oh, is there going to be exclusive DLC for PlayStation? They said, no, there won't be in Witch Queen. Motherfucker, we didn't ask about Witch Queen. We asked exclusive in general.
Yeah.
Like,
because Witch Queen is that's self-published by itself.
Yeah, and it's done. Like, and so like to me, it like, and then plus they didn't bring up Xbox without one time. They say multi-platform.
That's what I'm saying.
Until you bring up the words, yo, we ain't pulling shit from Xbox, I'm not believing you. I don't think Destiny's going anywhere.
But see, that's the thin line they don't want to walk though, because then
because they got Call of Duty dangling over their head.
They got something, some leverage.
I don't even think
it's
that, but it's
but then now they got Destiny as well too. So.
But Destiny doesn't.
I mean, I don't know. It's a free-to-play game versus Call of Duty. Like it's two different things.
Yeah, like those are two different things where people like they're comparing them, but it's like that's just like comparing the Minecraft thing. It's like you can't compare these things. It's like comparing Warframe. It's like to Call of Duty in these live service games or these service games that go on for years and years, content for content, is just like they are handled extremely different. Yes, they're games, but they're handled completely different. So that's why it read different for me when it pertained to Destiny. Like who knows now, like just like with War with what was the game with the Call of Duty, like they said like these contracts were already in place. They said like these next 2 or 3 games, including a Warzone 2. Warzone 2, people thought that if they did a Warzone 2, it would be exclusive to Xbox. No, that's coming to PlayStation. So these deals were already in place. So it's just kind of like the same way that they're handling with the Destiny thing. It's just like, no, shit is different from how they're handling the Destiny thing. It's just like, because Destiny is like that live thing.
Here's the thing though, Sad Boy. Let me ask you a question though. Like, because remember, PlayStation had the marketing rights for both of these games, bro. Like when they saying what Xbox did with the Call of Duty, and you know the money that was behind all that marketing and all that stuff, they went on and bought. I know that's the main reason why they did that, bro. Like I don't care what nobody say. That's the reason why they bought.
Oh yeah.
Like
you talking
flat
about
out. Like we know that. Like yo.
It's like. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I'm just saying everything changed. Like as far as where marketing is going with the industry. That's what I see. And I, you know what I mean? What y'all think about that?
Yeah, it's just these deals. I don't feel like Xbox had any deals with Bungie besides when they launched that the light joint inside Game Pass for that period of time. That's now gone out of there. So like all the people that were interested, all the people that got into Destiny, the new lights and all of that, all of those people the most likely had to buy that expansion now. Because like I had to buy it. After that left Game Pass, I had to actually buy it. I was like, holy shit, I got to buy this? Like, so it was just like, so I thought I just had it off, but you had to buy that after it left Game Pass. So all those
you're talking about the expansions, right? You had to buy the expansions.
You had to buy that. But it launched inside Game Pass, you feel me? Like it was the year that it launched in Game Pass. So like I think that deal, like if Xbox had a deal like that with Bungie and it was like, and they came out and they said, hey yo, should we hoping that PlayStation, we hoping they like honor the deal, you feel me? It's just like it's that same energy. It's just like we're hoping that you handle it the way that we handle in like these Call of Duty games for right now. But after that goes, like let's say they do a Destiny 3, that drink could be exclusive to the PlayStation, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, oh yeah, exactly, yeah. PlayStation, PC. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
They ain't pulling that shit from PC. And PC makes up the majority of the Destiny player base.
It'll be PlayStation and PC, and technically they didn't lie about them still being multi-plat.
Yep.
Of course. Like that's the same thing with Call of Duty. It's just like they not lying. Right. Like you still getting these games, but up until whenever the things expire, then we'll have to get like official word. Like Phil Smith, like people were jumping down Phil's throat, and it's just like the ink is not dry yet, so he can't speak bluntly about this. Like Sony's jump, like that's done, like that's clean, like that's theirs. So like them speaking how they're speaking, it makes sense. Like, 'cause the situation is clear, it's done. This right here with Activision and all of them, it's still wet. B, like, they could wipe it off and be like, yeah, you ain't about to get it. Like, I mean, everybody is. We're expecting it to go through, but it's just like we don't really know. No, you feel me? So it's just like you gotta wait. Like, wait till it's dry and then see.
It also depends on what, because now, right, the whole FTC, they're getting involved. As far
But
as like
that's regular standard,
no, but they're getting like I believe 100% that this deal is gonna go through. Like, there's no reason why it shouldn't go through, right? So I'm not trying to say that it's not gonna go through.
Yeah,
but
no, I understand.
They're cracking down more, and as we see, like
They're
Joe Biden says,
scrutinizing it more.
they're trying to pass bills, and they're cracking down more on major acquisitions and stuff like that. And then the lady that's going to be in charge of reviewing this acquisition from the FTC, she's already blocked 2 major acquisitions before. But I think Microsoft is going to be fine. But I think because of that, Microsoft is going to have to pitch to them why they should allow them this purchase to go through. And one of those pitches is like, yo, we still some of these big
we're
games
third.
are still
Yeah, like you're third.
No,
we're
third.
third.
We're third place.
Or
That's all they can say.
Or some of these games are still going to remain multi-plat.
Like, it's just like if Sony would have bought them, it would be like a very different thing because they're first. You feel me? So it changes the landscape. Like, it's like like with Sony being like the top dog, like the leader, like they gonna have more eyes on them when it pertains to like very large acquisitions. Like, I mean, they're gonna be like, all right, what you trying to do though? Like, they're gonna be looking at them with the side eye, like, what you trying to do?
Well, I don't think it works like because they make the most money means that they're gonna get eyes on them more because of acquisitions. I think is the amount. The reason why Microsoft is getting eyes on them is because it's a $70 billion acquisition, was more than like 10,000 employees or some shit like that. So
that's like go ahead.
I don't think there's any chance that this doesn't go through. Like, what's going to end up happening is, at the end of the day, they're probably going to use like Microsoft to like kind of like send a message that it's like, yo, we're letting this through, but no one else try this shit.
Don't get comfortable.
But when it comes to like embrace your group, they do it just like even worse.
Exactly.
So like, I don't see this getting denied, but I do see a possibility where, Microsoft doesn't get, they don't try buying another company. Like, that's why I was kind of that's why I was disappointed when I was told that they bought this company instead, because I get it. This is huge. Like Activision is a huge company, but to me, they didn't need nothing Activision gave. Like, they have a shooter. They don't need Overwatch. Exactly. They don't need Call of Duty. Like, I felt like something like Sega makes more sense because they don't have that kind of shit. So, but it's more about like, we need stuff to put in Game Pass, and a lot of these games are games as a service. A lot of these games make sense to sell on a yearly formation, but
we need a constant stream of content as well.
Yeah, but I'm just like, dude, like, I feel like there's so much. Imagine if they didn't spend that $60 billion, they could have bought a bunch of Tide exclusives. They could have done a lot more
like just
than
smaller
what they did
companies.
now.
Like, they could have got fucking like IO. Like, they could have got the people who did
and still got billions of dollars left.
But no, I still think no. But look at the thing. Like, I don't think this is the end of Microsoft's
No, it's
acquisition.
not. It's definitely not.
I just think this is going to be the last big one like this for a long time. But I still think that
they'll probably do a couple.
They're probably gonna
like
a couple
they did
small
back in
little
2018.
pickups.
Like
They may pick up like CD Projekt or something like that. Not a huge publisher.
Burn if they bought CD Projekt.
Oh yeah, like
but some people are speculating that Sony might get CD Projekt, but I don't see that happening.
True, that'd be hard. Like you see me.
I mean,
hey,
they may need it for the Western
CD
RPGs,
Projekt, bro. They get CD Projekt, bro. Like,
I mean, they need them for the Western RPG market.
Yeah, there's no.
Hey man, they getting they have getting hit hard right now.
Which is Horizon, but it's not like the big WRPGs like character created and you can go anywhere and do everything like Bethesda or CD Projekt Red does.
Yeah,
like that shit would be hard, bro.
All right, guys, but we are running a little long. I do want to just read this super chat from Powerman 4K. It says for $2, shout out to Lord and Panel. I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or as a slight, but I think that was for Addict.
that is kind of weird. So like you would say Kid Smooth and Panel. Why'd you say? I mean, unless he's calling you a Lord, that might be it. You might be calling
true.
You a Lord.
I don't know, but that chat came like shortly after you jumped in. So, but yeah, shout out to Power Man 4K. Honestly, yeah, I'm happy about the Bungie news. Like I said, I have my own reasons to be excited. Like it doesn't like I mean, I played Destiny 2 for as long as Addict could get me to play it. And
you know you like that game.
Yeah, no, I don't really care. So, so I'm not like I'm happy for PlayStation because hopefully it solves their multiplayer issues and whatever they want to do with live service games. But I thought this whole entire time that PlayStation guys despise the live service movement.
No, the extreme fanboys will act like they despised it because PlayStation wasn't giving any of them that, so they downplayed the need for it. But now watch. Now once they start getting more multiplayer games and they're actually good, right? And that's the thing, they gotta be good. They can't just be multiplayer for the sake of being multiplayer, right? They have to be exactly. Predator, All-Stars, Godfall, right? They can't be putting out more of that shit. That's why I think that the Bungie thing was one of the primary. Well, that's why I think that's one of the primary reasons why they got Bungie to like, yo, Bungie, we need help with this multiplayer shit because we want a piece of the pie because we look at all these other companies, right? And they're making fucking just bank off of this shit. So we want a piece of that. We want a piece of that pie as well. That doesn't mean that they're gonna not do what was been making them successful, right? Which is big blockbuster single, right? That's not gonna go away. Nor I think that's gonna slow down. But they definitely have some grounds to cover when it comes to other aspects of gaming. So,
so I think that there's a good chance that they use Bungie to quality control all of the multiplayer games they're making.
That would be smart.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes sense. No, that would be good. Yeah. That would be smart as hell, actually.
See, like right now, I'm doing a power station on Dying Light, right? They're like, you got to activate these four little emergency generators. I had done all of them. It didn't register any of them. So now I got to restart the game.
Yeah, I might resume that game after the patch because I've been taking that game in doses. But yeah, I don't know if anybody was saying anything that we
AKA drop.
And like I said, PlayStation always had multiplayer. They've always had multiplayer games. But it was nothing that really appealed to a wide audience that kept a wide audience keep coming back and spending money and growing the game and stuff like that. Uncharted 4 is good multiplayer. Last of Us is good multiplayer. It's fun, right? But it was nothing. And I'm not saying those multiplayer games are dead because I can go back right now and still find lobbies for those games. But it's nothing that was, in the mass to where it's like it's a continual online experience where they're constantly adding updates and keeping that player base happy with constant updates and stuff like that. That's something that they been missing for a very long time. So
no, I got a question. For Nick, why you keep dropping games, bro? Why you keep dropping games, huh?
Yeah, Nick
I drop games all the time. The only difference is I'm honest about it. Like I don't go around saying, "Well, I'm gonna get back to it." Like, come on, bro.
I got back to
dropping games out here.
I got back to Sleeping Dogs.
Somebody,
I got back.
Don't nobody game like you, Nick.
Nah, I didn't say everybody. I'm just saying it's just I just be picking with y'all sometime when y'all be fronting like y'all ain't dropped games. Like, oh man, Logan dropped Scarlet Nexus.
What was that game that I dropped? I'm still playing Scarlet Nexus. I'm still playing that game. But one game I did drop was like, what was that game? Kings of the Fallen or whatever. I could tell you a game I dropped. Kings of the Fallen I dropped. Like that's the only.
All right, I'm about ready to get out of here, though.
I'll drop a game 10 minutes into it if I get bored enough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I dropped I mean, hey, I try. There's a bunch of games I try out on Game Pass that I download or I stream. And it's like
Exactly.
And I'm
Yeah, you dropped that joint.
Yeah, drop.
I be dropping them joints too.
Drop that shit, man. Look.
All right,
Just be honest about it. Don't come on here capping like it's a good game.
Life is too short.
I dropped the freaking Dead Island games. I dropped freaking Cyberpunk. I dropped a bunch of.
He's dropping all the Game of the Year materials.
He's dropping all the RPGs.
All the RPGs, the real RPGs.
I done every major game. I dropped Resident Evil Village.
But you excited for Bethesda RPG?
Hold up.
You're gonna drop those games
Evil
too.
Village.
I think you're gonna force yourself to beat Starfield. But if it wasn't exclusive to Xbox, you would drop that shit too.
Yeah,
don't do that. Don't do them like that.
Hey, bro. Hey, he probably right. But like some games I did I didn't want to feel, but I had my ulterior motives, and then I learned to like the game, and I was like, hey, I got one for the belt. So.
Smooth honest about it though, bro.
But I go back and play my games though. Like that's just what it is. Like,
man, here you go. I go back.
Hey,
I dropped freaking. I dropped that game. Degenerate. What was the game called? That RPG. Echo Generation, because their difficulty spikes are freaking ridiculous. But the game
is a good game.
Dope, but it's just the
I beat that game too.
I know, and the difficulty spikes just drive me.
Is it the difficulty spikes or is it your strategy?
No, it's the difficulty spikes.
Oh,
you can't fight a fucking level 5 and then turn around.
I don't know.
100.
I don't know.
Well, what it is, it's.
Go ahead, my bad.
It's the bosses. Like you'll come across, like if you don't build characters right in that game from the start, you're restarting that whole damn game again.
That's crazy. Like I haven't even started that. Like I played the demo and I liked it, but like,
that sounds like bad. That sounds like bad design.
Yeah, like it's like damn.
Yeah, it's a budget design. Like it's like they got all their ideas. Like I can't wait to throw this at them, and then didn't prepare us to go at the person. Like really? Yeah, but it's a cool game. I like it. I wanted to play it, but I was like, dude, I can't do this. Like I can't fight a level 5 and then turn around fight a level 100, and I'm like a level fucking 7. That's crazy.
You getting that seafood?
Oh no, absolutely not.
That shit looks fire.
That shit look hella garbage.
No way.
It's like a Chinese shack food game. Like I'm good.
Nah, that melee looks clean though, man. The animation,
like it do look clean, but it's just like I don't like the way you age in the jump. Like when you die or get defeated, like you fucking age. I don't like that. Like that.
Oh, so it's like another rogue type. It just packs you differently.
Nah, I don't. No, it's not a rogue. It's not a rogue. The aging mechanic has something to do with the game. I don't know how that's going to be implemented or what that does, but yeah, there's an aging mechanic, which to me it's interesting to see how they implement that in the game. Right?
I'll play that game vicariously through you. All right, that's how.
Oh man.
But I mean,
I know you're waiting for that Horizon though.
Horizon, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to. So I think
I actually probably have to skip Horizon.
For what?
Oh, come on.
Coming too close to Witch Queen.
Yeah, gotta skip that.
Ain't on my radar. I know February sees back, but there's only like a couple games on my radar for February.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing. It's like the end of February, like for me, right? Because like you got Horizon, then a week later Elden Ring, but then a week after that, you Triangle Strategy for the Switch comes out, and then
you could be Horizon in a week. You got it.
Nah, but I'm not gonna do that to her. With big games like that, I like to fully take my time with them and like fully embrace them. I'm not gonna try to rush
that nonsense.
Yeah, I'm not.
People say I like to take my time with it, motherfucker. What does that even mean? Like, does it mean like
you know what it means? That instead of me running through the game in 4 days, the game lasts me a couple weeks of playtime. That's what
open
that
world game, man. Just breeze through the story and finish all the other content. That's it. You got it.
Nah, I don't do that. No. I'm gonna be playing that and Elden Ring at the same time.
He just wants every second of playing that game. He wants to breathe it in.
Yes, sir.
Wants to climb something and look around and breathe it in. I'm like, man, you don't stop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
if a game doesn't consume my soul, I don't like the game.
Well, yeah, no. Here's the thing: I don't do that with many games, right? But it's the ones that I'm really fucking into, like Breath of the Wild. So I'm sure Horizon. Horizon is they're addressing all of my complaints from the first game, and they're looking like they're drastically improving it, and it looks fucking amazing. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be another game that I'm gonna just get lost in. Go ahead.
I'm the exact opposite. When I really feel in a game, that game will consume my soul. But if and I'll play mad amounts of that game, I'll have that game be. That's Kid Smooth. Like when I'm really into a game, Smooth it takes me what day and a half to beat.
Yeah,
Sometimes two. But like if I'm not really, if I'm it's okay. Man, sometimes I won't even beat that shit. Like
Yeah, and this to me is
Yeah,
like we wait years, right? Like we wait 5 years for a game and then beat it in 3 days and it's over with.
And I'm
it's
okay with that. I waited a whole 5 years
I like
to beat
savor
that
it,
damn
man.
game. Like I'm not gonna say
I like to
I guess
savor it,
my
man.
point is I'm not gonna to me. I don't understand. It's like, do you just not do that? Like, do you just play like an hour a day to to really take it in? Like, cause I don't understand how you just cut back on playing it. Like, do you only play it for an hour or two a day?
No. Well, first of all, I am on my own schedule, right? I have to work around my schedule. But what I'm saying is when Jay said, "Oh, you can beat it in a week." Yes, I can. But that will be me trying to rush through the game because I also want to.
But what does
play this
rush mean?
Meaning
beating the game in the week, rushing it.
Yeah, how
because this is a big RPG game. It's gonna have a bunch of side quests. It's gonna. I know I'm gonna spend over 100 hours.
Horizon an RPG.
I feel you.
No, it's 100%. No, it's 100% an RPG.
You got it.
Nah, I don't consider that an RPG.
No, it's 100% an RPG.
I mean,
it has okay. So
it's an action adventure like RPG.
No, it's an action. No, mechanically,
it's not, put a poll in there if they think that's an RPG.
It doesn't matter. The developers call it an RPG. They label their own game as an action RPG. So it doesn't matter. So everybody else will just
that mentality. Basic RPGs because they got a skill tree.
No, listen to me. I agree when it comes to the RPG mechanics is very light and is not as in depth as me personally would like an RPG to have its depth, right? But it does have the skill trees, it does have the level up, it does have the different outfits that gives you different stat bonuses, it does have crafting, it does have dialogue choices and all the other stuff. But the first game was real light on those mechanics. So I could see why people, because it's so light, People were like, this is not an RPG, right? But what Forbidden West, they're taking those mechanics and going way deeper into them this time around. So it's gonna have a lot more things fleshed out when it comes to the RPG
games
mechanics.
like that they're action adventure games that have RPG mechanics. They're not RPGs.
Hold on, Addict. Action RPG. They do got a category for it.
It is.
Yeah, they do have a category for that.
Yeah, I consider
it's an action adventure RPG.
Yep, that's Horizon. I categorize Assassin's Creed.
Got to give everyone a trophy these days, I guess.
No, but there's many different forms of RPGs. There's so many different types of RPGs and different levels of them. So you can't, just because it's not as in depth as like a Bethesda RPG doesn't make it less, the game less of an RPG. It just doesn't have the amount of mechanics that people would like from these other RPGs and shit like that. But we'll see how Forbidden West does. When I think it'll do fine. Yeah, like I said, the first game I had issues with the first game. Like the first game to me, like overall was just like an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good, but I had a lot of issues with it, mechanically and shit like that. That Forbidden West looks like they're going above and beyond when it comes to addressing some of those issues. So, but Breath of the Wild is still better. But my bad, Smooth. I didn't mean to hold up time, man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
man.
I'm trying to get out of here, but I'm gonna give a few quick shout outs, call it a day. Shout out to Game Pass Perry, shout out to Bless Red, shout out to Salty, shout out to Alex PSX, Verge Brizzle, Super.
Yeah, what up, y'all?
Who am I missing? Derp. Who am I missing?
I don't know. Look
Cardi,
at the chat.
That's what I'm looking at. Cardi Boomin, Fahim Scott. That's a new name.
Yeah, like he showed up last time, bro.
Okay. Yeah, he was here last week.
Oh, well, sorry for not shouting you out last time. Yaban Craft. Yeah, man, appreciate it. We peaked at like 116, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out to all of you for coming through and hitting that like button. And if you haven't hit the like button, hit it now. And we will see you guys next week. Let's see who else gets acquired next week. What other gaming news? Oh yeah, MLB The Show 2022 is coming out on the Nintendo Switch this time, and it's also releasing day and date on Xbox Game Pass. Both the Xbox One version and the Xbox Series versions will be available on Game Pass, a part of your Game Pass subscription. And if you are playing exclusively on PlayStation and you want to play that game, you have to pay your $69.99.
We don't
PS5,
get goddamn anything for it.
$59.99 on a PS4. But hey, it's crossplay. When we all play, we all win.
Hey.
I don't play none of the MLBs anyway.
Smooth damage controller for Microsoft. Here we go.
Hey.
All right, you guys.
I do like the special edition art box because it's a famous Japanese anime designer, and he drew the Japanese baseball player on the special edition. It looks actually really good. That part.
That's lit.
art.
That's tight.
That's what's up. Yeah.
That's tight.
Addict, I know you guys got some things going on. You want to say anything before we skip out?
Yeah, you can catch the Iron Lords podcast this Sunday at 1 p.m. I'm sure with this Bungie thing, it's going to be an interesting show. You can catch my Dying Light 2 review on the Iron Lords podcast channel. That was entertaining to make. That shit took me 6 hours to make.
Yeah, it's a 20-minute video.
Yeah, but I enjoyed doing it. I appreciate everyone for coming through. Definitely hit that like button for Smooth. Let's get those likes up a little bit.
Yeah, share it, please. Right.
And yeah.
No, just holla at me at Lil Sad Boy Blue on Twitter, and yeah, that's it. Like, just holla at me, like, come through, talk games or whatever. Like, to be respectful with it, I'll block your ass on God. So yeah.
Hey, I need friends for Destiny 2 on PlayStation, so hit me up.
It's cross.
Well, it is crossplay though. Like, it is crossplay.
Oh, is it crossplay?
Yeah,
crossplay.
Not only is it crossplay, it's free to play, so y'all can just get it for free.
No, I already got I actually bought the game. Actually, I already have the game. Before it even went free to play, I just dropped it after I got to like the 4th planet.
Oh, okay, all right, guys, you got you.
All right. And Coke Boy.
Oh, I'm gonna be streaming Down Light 2 on Friday, so you guys can check me out on my YouTube channel and Twitch channel. You guys can follow me on YouTube, Dope is J, and yeah, you guys enjoy your night. Good gaming. We have a lot of games coming out this month, so if you ain't got nothing to play, then you capping.
Oh God.
That's what's up. That's what's up. NickBanks, you putting up stuff on your channel yet? Or are you sleeping? Wait.
He sleep, man.
You sleeping?
Nick,
Nah,
you there?
I'm right here.
All right.
Oh, y'all can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
No, we ain't hear nothing.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, I was saying nah. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, NickBanks. Yeah, and me and Coke Boy gonna be playing some, Horizon Forbidden West. Couple of weeks, or a week or two.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be on Elden Ring day 1 too.
Yeah, Elden
Shit.
Ring.
I don't know how you gonna do that.
I looked up,
Hey, Chris, ask Smooth about that coming to Game Pass though. Remember that?
What about it?
That's not
You
cool.
know,
No.
you
You thought it was going to Game Pass?
Hell?
Elden Ring?
Yeah, I said what? What did I say about it?
Oh man, you made a bet and everything. We gonna leave it alone, bro.
No, I remember Smooth saying it was either Elden Ring or Dying Light 2 that was going to go to Game
Yeah, you
Pass.
said that
yeah.
Elden Ring was gonna be in Game Pass day
I
one.
know. I said
You was
Elden Ring or
confident.
Dying Light 2. Now I'm hoping it's gonna be fucking Tiny Tina or fucking Strangers of Paradise next month. I don't know. Who knows, man? Because Tiny Tina also just went gold, so we'll see. But thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow me on Twitter. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best spot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I am out of here. Peace.
Peace.